Hmm. Hello world, my name is Faisal, and today I'll be talking about my story and my testimony. This is gonna be one of the craziest shit you'll ever hear in your life. And so I've been holding on to this story and testimony for a while. But I feel like it's finally time for me to tell this story. As it's gonna change the world as we know it for now and for the foreseeable future. Um, and one more thing, this is my first time talking in front of the camera. So it's gonna come off as awkward and cringe, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try my best to get through all the materials I want to talk about. At the end, you will know exactly why it was crucial for me to tell my side of the story and the impact it really has on the world. It's gonna have on the world. Um, and yeah. Um, so let me start off with like my childhood. So I grew up in like Bangladesh. And that's where I was born. So when I was about like 3 or 4, I had like pneumonia, and so I was hospitalized for that. So I almost died from that, but luckily I didn't. Thank God. Thanks to God. My parents were like really worried when I was a kid that I was gonna pass away of that. So anyways, after that, life was pretty good in Bangladesh. I don't come from like a wealthy family or anything like that, but my parents provided me and my siblings the necessary needs that we need as children to be happy and be successful. Forever grateful for my parents for that. Um, and also like elders in my family and they were also like very I don't know why, but like they were impressed by my intellect ever since I was like a kid and stuff. Um and they saw me in like a high regard. So yeah, so that's my story in like Bangladesh. And then like around like 2004, um, when I was about like nine and a half, I came to America. Um, I had family in like New York, so I stayed in Queens. I entered elementary school like when I was like nine and a half, like third grade, and then from there I did elementary school, middle school, and like high school here. So elementary school and middle school, like I made friends, but it wasn't like any like real close friends or anything. Um, but yeah, so I would like at first, like the first 2 years, like it was like difficult for me to like adjust to the culture here, but like o over time I got used to it. Um, but anyways, let me like stop there for a minute and then talk about my like family side. So growing up, my mom always talked about like evil eyes and stuff like that. She always told me like don't show your hand, like palm reading and stuff like that, to anyone and stuff like that. So, you know, and she'll like emphasize on like evil eyes and like people wanting like bad things for like the family and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I know back then as a kid, you don't take your like whatever your parents say like too seriously. Um, I know a lot of kids like it is like that. So, anyways, and also like I didn't have like a with my siblings, like we always like used to fight and stuff. So, we didn't have like a harmonious like relationship with my siblings. The just brothers and like sibling fighting. Um, so so that's my life with my like family. Um, and then um, so like now switching back to like my um like friend like my life. As I mentioned, like going to middle school and high school here. So this whole thing started and like I guess oh, one more thing. So growing up I always been like skinny. That's just I don't know why. I guess like just maybe genetics or I never like really taken like working out like too seriously. Um so I always been skinny throughout my whole life. Um So like back in in high school, like I started making like more friends in high school, but it wasn't like I guess like real friends. Well, I thought like I treated them as real friends. But anyways, that everything's gonna come like you're gonna see the whole picture later on. So it's so from high school I had like three friends that we had a big group, but like after graduating high school, I stayed in contact with like three friends, and then the other ones, like, they left the group and stuff. So then I started like college, and then my college life was so from high school to college, I was on the uptrend. I started making more friends in college. So backtrack a little bit. In high school, I started smoking weed recreationally with like friends and stuff, just for fun. Um, so that's something that I picked up while in like high school. So I used to smoke weed like here and there with like friends, with my friends, um, especially like high school friends. And then when I got to college, smoked with like people from in like college and stuff. I went to college in the city, so um, yeah. So in college, it's I met I had one class with someone in like freshman year. We became friends. So this person added me on like Facebook, and after the class, like I never talked to him, so I never hanged out with him outside of the class. But this is like a significant figure that comes out like later on in my life. So keep that in mind. So after that freshman class, and like this person adding me on Facebook, other than that, like I have no connection with this person, or like we never hanged out in a social event or anything. So I don't know nothing about this person. So then also freshman year, in orientation, I meet like someone, another friend. So we become friends. And so this person is becomes like one of my best friends, from college, in on top of me having like best friend from high school. So he's like one of my best friends from college. And then like in my junior year or like early senior year, I think I meet another person. He becomes like a good friend also later on. And he also plays like a big part in the story later on. So anyways, um so yeah, like life is going good in college, making friends, uh I'm getting good grades, like, I'm smoking weed, like life is lit, so my friend, who like my friend from orientation, so he's like complete opposite of me. So he never used to smoke weed or anything like that. So he barely did. But he used to like come hang out with us and stuff. And so like he had I guess like feminine hand gestures and stuff like that. And uh and he used to watch like animes and stuff like that. So you could say like he was like a little bit like feminine and stuff. So at that time, like I don't know why, but like a lot of people thought when I used to hang out with them, they thought like, yo, I had like people ask me, yo, is this person like gay or bi? I was like, none that I know of. Like from like sophomore year, I saw him with a girl. He had a girlfriend for a bit, so I did see him with the girls. So I'm like, no, I don't think so. So from my experience, from knowing him all these years, so I always like defended him. I'm like, no, I don't think so. So bro is like, he was a funny character. So he used to tell me like, yo, you're like a demigod. I'm like, the fuck is a demigod? He's like, yo, you've been smoking weed and fucking like in the city, like walking around and not get caught. And when it was like illegal to smoke weed in like Manhattan, like back in like 2014, 2015, like 2016, back then. So he's like, yo, how are you getting away with this shit? Like we see like three cops car like just pass by back to back to back. And I have a lead joint in my hand. And we see other people get caught. And he's like, and I'm here like just walking right past the cop with the joint lit in my hand. And he's like amazed by me. Yeah, I'm like, yo, bro, this just regular shit. You gotta like, what the fuck? So I don't know. He started calling me like demigod and stuff like that. So at that time I was like, man, what the hell is a demigod? So I think I did look it up. I was like, yeah, bro is like tripping. To me, this was just another day at the office. So, anyways, so uh, so I think, and then like in like junior and at the end of junior year or like close to like senior year, I believe I meet another person like in class. Bro was like rolling up weed in class. I sit next to him. I looked. I'm like, damn. And he's like, yo, you trying to smoke after class? I'm like, what the fuck? So we went out and we smoked, and that's how we became friends. So all my friends, I actually sat next to them in class in like high school or in college, and that's how we became friends. And all of them becomes like a big factor later on in life. It's gonna be crazy. So anyways, so like throughout like high school, like after like so with my high school friends, um like things started getting like little like I don't know, there was like tension rising, like a lot of arguments. It was starting to happen like right after like high school, in the group chat that we were in. So eventually, like I said, we had like three people from high school in the group chat, and then one of them got into it with my other friend, and then he left the group chat. Then there was like two fr friends from high school that was left, and then so it was the three of us in the group chat. So we used to get into arguments here and there, and they all went to like different colleges and stuff. So over time, like I used to get into like arguments, and we all used to get into arguments over like dumb shits. But over time, from like high school, I mean after high school to college and after college, it just like started getting more and more. And I didn't see the warning sign back then, but it all like comes together later on. Like you know, who I treated as like close friends, like, what I mean? So anyways, so like later on, like I think at the so I think around like right before I graduated like high school, about to graduate high school, my mom is like, oh, you should be aware, like worry like aware of your like friends and like colleagues and stuff like that. People like she used to always say like, people don't want like the good for you and stuff like that, like, evil eyes are like a real thing and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, mom, like, I treated them like brothers. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like, you know, like I was like, yeah, mom, like, they never met my parents and I never met like their parents, so we never went to each other's house. Um, even though we've been friends for a while, for a couple of years. So, anyways, so that's how it is. So, like after college, um, I meet like I get like a professional job, um, in like in like a private equity, like a startup company in the city. So like I started working in the city. I started meeting more people. So I started going out more. So my life is like taking off. Where like their life is like where my friend's life is um like I would say like they weren't as like popping as mine. Like I would say like and I don't know why that causes like a lot of like jealousy and like tensions between the group, which I didn't like foresee at that time. And like roasting and like, roasting was always a part of our like uh group, like, friendship. Like so we always roast each other, like, so my friends used to always like if I got a haircut or like he got bought something new, they always be like hating on it, like, really gave any compliments. So it's like, and so it's like roasting was always, and I used to roast them too. So it's like roasting was always like part of the group. Uh, but like it kind of like felt like weird over time, because like they used to do it like excessively, especially as I was taking off. So and that's how we got into like a lot of arguments and stuff like that, over in the group chat. So anyways, so I believe it's like 20 like 2017, 2018. Um, so during college, like I went to bars here and there, but not that much. But after like graduating college, we started going out more to like bars and clubs. Um, from like 2017, like 2018, 2019, 2017, 2018, 2019, like during those years. Um, so anyways, so my friends and me started having like, especially with the two high school friends, I started having like a lot of arguments, during that time. Um, so one of my close friend from high school, he was in like a long distance relationship. He never told us much about it. So like he told us like he didn't tell us much about it, but that is very significant later on into the story. Um, so anyways, and then one of my other friends from high school, like he didn't have like a girlfriend also, like any long like a serious relationship. So he was also like single for from all the time I knew him, throughout like high school, college, and after college. So, and also um one of my best friends from college, like the one from orientation. Yeah, after the sophomore year, I had like he hasn't been in any relationships either. So, so we are all like, like single guys. So it's like, and we don't have like, I guess like much experience with like, having girlfriends, like, and being in a relationship. Like I had like flings here and there in like college, but that's all. Like, I never been in a relationship, like a full committed relationship. And so anyways, so that all comes into factor later on. So like I think like after graduating college and getting like a job, my mom was like, so I used to be like very close with my mom, and so she told me like, in our culture is like, um do you want arranged marriage or do you want to find someone on your own? So I was like, man, fuck arranged marriage. Like I'm gonna find someone on my own. So my mom was like, I bet. So, my mom was cool. Um, so anyways, so yeah, so that's that. So like 2017, 2018, like and 2019, those were like really good years. Like, I got to meet a lot of people. And also during that time, like the tension between me and my high school friends and even my friend from like college, were like pretty like getting like little intense from time to time, like a lot of arguments and stuff like that. Um, and then the friend from like college, like the other friend from college, like from that I met like junior and like senior year, he has like epilepsies and stuff. So and he does like a lot of drugs. So bro was on some other shit. So like he was a he was a funny character. So so he wasn't a close friend, but we met up like from time to time to like just hang out in the city and like what we talk about like basketball and like smoke weed and like do dumb shit all the time. But he wasn't part of the group or anything like that. So around like I think around like around like 2017, 2018. So my friend from college, I integrated him um into the group chat, and with me and my other two high school friends. So now it's the four of us in the group chat. Um, so and and so now like we're going out more like 2017. So like 2018 I started like dating here and there. Um, and then like 2019 like around 2018, like I used to work at a place in the city, so like I had a crush on this girl. Like I used to I tried my best to keep like work and life like separate, but at some point like I wasn't into like the office romance and stuff like that. So but like I had a crush on this girl, and I remember like my game was so bad. Like I remember I wrote her like lot big ass text messages like beginning of 2019 telling her like how much I like her, and that shit caught her off guard out of the blue. And so I know like like that didn't lead anywhere. So anyways, but these are like funny things. So anyways, in 2018 I believe like I took one of my friends like who was in a long distance relationship, like I said, um that his relationship ended badly. So like I took him on a double date one time. And then in like 2018. And then like so by 2018, 2019, my life is like popping. Like, I'm not gonna cap. I started knowing like a lot of people, even in the office. Like, I don't know why, but like I became like a popular figure at like all the places that I worked at for some reason. So people just used to like fuck with my energy and stuff. So yeah, so became like a household name at mm, all the places I worked at. So like 2019, I hooked my friend from like orientation from college with a job. Um, so we used to work in the same place in 2019. So 2019 is when this whole thing really started. So one day in middle of the year in 2019, I get like a text message, like a DM on Instagram. And it's my friend, like I said, from college, like the one class I had in like freshman year. So, and he added me on like Facebook. So I never spoke with him after that, and like we never hanged out. Like he would say like happy birthday on like Facebook and stuff like that, and that's all. So he hits me up. He saw my stories, like me popping in like clubs and stuff with my friends and stuff. So he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, yo, you guys are popping, blah blah blah." Like he replied to one of my stories. He's like, "Yo, I'm going. I have a party. Come through, bring friends." I'm like, "I bet." And he's like, "Yo, we should catch up." It's been like a couple of years, like 5, 6 years since I like seen him. So I'm like, okay, cool. So anyway, so like we meet up. So I tell my one of my friend that works with me at that time, like from college. I'm like, "Yo, one of my friend invited me, uh, to like a bar, like a party. So let's go." He's like, "I bet." So he went with me to that, and that's how this whole thing started. So I mean, so before, like I don't think that's where it started. It started way before that. Because like remember I said like so this friend from college orientation, like how I said like he has like feminine hand gestures and stuff like that. Um, so I think my friend like from high school, they made like weird assumptions, um, about that. I don't think they ever asked him straight up. So, me being friends with them, they just came to like I guess like a weird conclusion and stuff like that, but which gets revealed like later on. Anyways, which I intuitively figured out like that's what they were like thinking and stuff. Anyways, but if from my point of view, like I know he like I don't think like bro is like bi or gay because like I knew him from like college, so and he never said any weird jokes or anything like that. So bro always been like 100 with me. So it's like and other than like the feminine hand gesture and the qualities, like he like he's a good person. So I'm like okay, so I don't judge people. So I'm like okay, bro is cool. So anyways, so I don't know why like my other friends made like weird assumptions and stuff like that. Um, anyways, back in like 2019, so this friend, um, so we meet him, me, my friend, like from orientation, and like this friend. So it's the three of us. We go. This is so it's me and my friend, one of my best friend from college, and we're meeting my other friend from college who I had like one class with after so many years. So we meet him. So like I tell my friend like, "Yo," after like we hang out, he's like, "Yo, how's bro?" He's like, "Yo, he's lit." Like so, I'm like, "All right, so let me invite him more." And like from the first glance, like what I observed, like I saw like bro actually had like way more game than my friend, and even me. Like he was going up to girls like on the first day I met him, like and talking to girls. So I'm like, "Oh shit!" So bro, it's not afraid of anything. So I'm like, "Okay, bro got game." So anyway, so I thought bro was cool. So anyway, so like we become friends. So like I started introducing him to my college, like high school friends, and then so my other three. So like we became like a big group, and then this friend, he started bringing his friends, so we became like a huge group now, like seven, eight people. Like we were like hanging out. So bro actually bought like in like 2019, I think he was dating a girl. So he actually bought a girl with them. So I'm like, okay, so bro got game. So, like I said, like, and my other friends, like even like friends from high school, they don't have much game. So, like, uh, so, I'd be roasting them like sometimes. So I'm like, yo, you bro could do it, you could do it. So, you know, like they took it the wrong way. Like, you know, so anyways, so I'm gonna tell you why they took it the wrong way. So like over time, so this friend, so he was white. Like, like my friend from like that like who hits me up out of the blue in like 2019. So he's like so after he brings his friends, like, I thought bro was cool, but over time, like, he started saying like weird jokes out of the blue here and there, and like so and like making like weird comments out of the blue. But like I'm lit at the bar, like I'm smoking, drinking, so I'm not paying attention to what he's saying. Like nor do I care about what he's saying. You know, he's his own man, like he could do whatever he wants. So I never caught on. Like from my perspective, I thought like he was saying all those things to piss my friends off because they're like mad shy and stuff. So I thought he was like this whole time. I thought he's like sneak dissing my friends, and then also he was giving me like compliments and stuff out of the blue, and my friends always be hating. So I'm like, okay, so bro is just a nice person. So that's from my perspective. So I never thought anything was like wrong with this person or anything like that, or that bro was like might be weirdly into me on some weird shit. So anyways, so like, and especially like around like 2019, like me and my friends, like especially like high school friends, and also the friend um that I used to work with from orientation, like he from college, the three of like the four of us used to get into like more arguments and stuff. Sorry, especially with the integration of my like white friend from college into the group. Like, so he's not into our like group chats or anything. Um, so he only pops up for like the bar hopping, and that's it. So I don't hang out with him other than bar hopping. I don't see him at all. So anyways, so so from 2019, like the middle of 2019 to the end of 2019, like bro started saying like at first he was cool, but over time he started saying like weird jokes and stuff like that. So I guess that caught my friends the wrong way. But to me, I was like, bro, just like fucking around and stuff. So I never took him seriously, and he doesn't got any like feminine hand gestures or anything like that. So he got the most confidence out of all of us. So I never like took it the wrong way. So anyways, like me and my high school friend, we got into it. We started getting into it like more and more. Um, so like I used to like I'm working in the city, like I'm starting to make like a little bit of money. So I'm covering them like for like we go out for the night, like sometimes I'm covering the Ubers, like I might be buying shots and stuff, like and like I might pick the first place, but they want me to do everything. So it's like man, I ain't trying to do all that. Like so I leave it up to my white friend to handle it. And so bro takes us on like a goose chase throughout the city, like, and then we ended up in a place like where we have to stand for like 30 minutes just to find out the tickets are like $40 per person. And then that pisses my other friends off. Like, why did I listen to him? I'm like, yo, why didn't you look it up? So it's like a lot of blaming going on. So they don't want to take any responsibilities. They just want to put it on me. And then I fire back, and then it's like we get into like arguments over that. So it's like it's causing a lot of BS. So anyways, so my high school friends are like, so the friend from who I said had a long distance relationship with, I took him on a double date in like 2018. So like back in like 2019, um, he said one of his like female cousin is like who's around our age was like throwing a party and stuff. So I'm like, oh, invite me. He's like, oh, nah, I can't. I'm like, man, what? Why not? He's like, oh, no, I can't. So, which I found out later on, why not? So at first I thought, okay, bro doesn't want to invite like friends and family together. So I'm like, I respect that. Uh, but he did say, yo, there's gonna be a lot of girls there. So I'm like, yo, why did you bring that up? But if you're not gonna invite me, the fuck? I literally took you on a double date like a year ago. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So that's significant later on though. Like I find out from someone else like why that the reason is. And also my other high school friend, he never invited me to any of his like I never saw any of his friends from college or anything like that. Or he invited me to any other parties. And there is also a big reason for that, which I found out later on. Anyways, Um, so other than, and then my friend from orientation, he didn't have much close friends. So other than us, he didn't have much close friends. I think he had other friends, but they were out of state. Um, so he didn't have much friends. Um, anyway, so that's how it was. So out of the whole group, I knew most like the most people in the group, like, um, so also backtrack, um, stop here for a bit. Also, my epilepsy friend from college, like he's not part of this, like he doesn't hang out like bar hopping and stuff like that. I only see him like from time to time in the city. Um, but he's like a big factor, like way later on. So it's a funny story. Like him and my uh friend from orientation, they meet like I believe around like 2017 or like somewhere around like 2017 or 2018 in like Central Park. So the three of us went to smoke. Um, so that's the first time he like my epilepsy friend met my friend from college. So they went to the same college around the same time, but they never met each other, and both of them were my friend. But they finally meet, and they have the complete like opposite characteristics and everything. So my epilepsy friend, he's like hyper and on some other shit. My, you know, friend from orientation, he's like very calm, like I said, like feminine characteristics and stuff like that. So, they're complete opposite of each other. So I guess when they meet each other, like we got into an incident, I guess. Like so we were looking for a lighter, and then my epilepsy friend, like we came across a bunch of girls. I think two of the girls were like lesbian in the group. So my epilepsy friend, he made a joke about it, and then the girls got mad. And then my friend from orientation, he started panicking because he never been in a confrontation. So that created, and then so he got a bad impression of my friend, and he got so panicked, bro left. And then like I guess like they both had like like I guess like how should I say this? They had like a pre-assumption about each other. So I guess when my epilepsy friend met my I mean my friend from orientation, he's like mad feminine and stuff, and he's like the complete opposite. So he's probably got the wrong impression of that of meeting him. And then my 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 friend from orientation, he's like, yo, this guy's out of his mind. Like, yo, how are you friends with him? I'm like, yo, like he never do something like that. Like that was like I'm not gonna count. That was like the first time we got it. I ever seen him get into it. I mean, bro been into fights and stuff in college. Like I seen it, but it's like I never seen him get into an altercation with like in Central Park, like in a public setting. But he got into altercation with like random people, but it's like I never seen him get. I mean, I seen him get into fight with like friends, but I never seen him get into fight with like strangers and stuff. So I'm like, yo, that was just a one-off. So, but like, bro never wanted to like. He's like, nah, I don't want to meet your friends ever again. Like, especially my friend from the orientation friend. Anyway, so like they don't meet ever until like way later on again, cause yeah, because my epilepsy friend, he doesn't come to like go bar hopping and stuff like that. So I only see him like once in a while. So anyways, so that's the background of that. So it's like 2019. Um, so we got into like I said, we started getting into arguments with especially with my two of my high school friends. Um, so and then like with the integration of my white friend into the bar hopping, that made like things even worse. So it's I believe so by like the end of 2019, I started growing out like a beard and stuff. I had like a baby face, and like the bartenders, like the bouncers at like bars and clubs, they're like, yo, they looked at my ID, they're like, yo, what are you, like 14 or something? I'm like, no. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna grow out like a beard. So I grew out like a beard and stuff. So, so that's the first time like I grew out a beard. So it's like end of 2019. So my friend hasn't seen me and like we haven't hanged out in like 2, 3 weeks. So I grew out a beard. It was a surprise. I came in with the beard at the bar. Like my friends were like, it's like they were so shocked. They started like grilling me, especially the three friends that are in the group chat, two high school friends and my orientation friend. They started like roasting me like for like 30 minutes straight um at the bar. So it was kind of funny, but it's like I was like, yo, I just grew out a beard. Like, what are you hating so much? The fuck? So anyways, so that this comes back like later on, I learned why though. So anyways, so my white friend comes in to the bar like that, like it was that day, and he's like, "Oh, nice beard," and so he didn't like roast me or anything. So they took that on they had I guess like a wrong impression like of this whole situation, me being friends with this guy, and like he never's like roast me or anything like that. So and like how we're getting into arguments and stuff like with my friends, and then my bar hopping friend, he also says like weird jokes here and there, so they're getting like a wrong impression, and the whole time I'm just chilling, like I don't give a fuck about none of them in any weird way. So I'm like, I'm living a life. So anyways, so it's like, so by the end of 2019, I stopped after 20 end of 2019, it's like 2020, it's like COVID time. So my mom gets like sick. I mean, she was showing signs of like the sickness before COVID, like from 2019, but like it really takes off like in 2020. So in 2020, I'm not working, so I'm like home um taking care of my mom with my family. She started getting like really sick. So, we don't I barely hang out with my friends, and obviously no bar hopping or anything like that. 2020, 2021. Maybe once or twice like back like second half of 2021, but like other than that, we don't like we're not going out or anything like that. So I'm staying home, like during COVID time, taking care of my mom. I'm depressed and stuff like that. So anyways, so I started like gaining weight and stuff like that. Started working out at home. So I think like the second half of 2020 or the first half of 2021, I meet up with my friends. I put on like about like 15, 20 pounds. Like I crucified again, like by my friends for like 20, 30 minutes, like at the restaurant. Especially by like my three like friends the group uh from the group chat. So they're like, yo, where did you gain weight? Blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, I can't be skinny. Like I was like super skinny. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be like super skinny and stuff like that. The fuck? So they're like, nah, bro, like so they're hating on me getting a beard, they're hating on me gaining weight. I'm like, what the fuck? So anyways, that comes into factor later on, you know. So anyways, that's that. So then the end of 20, I mean the first like middle of 2021, my mom passes away. So I was like really sad with that. That kind of broke my spirit because she was like one of my best friends. Like I'm not gonna cap, I was a mama's boy, so I shared everything with my mom. So and she looked out for me all the time. So, whenever like I used to get into like arguments with my sister, like and my sibling, My mom used to take my side. So it's like, and with even with my siblings, I used to get like picked on. So it's like, my mom knew like who was in the right and who was in the wrong. So, so anyways, um, so like after my mom passes away, like that kind of like broke my spirit. So I was like sad. So after my mom passed away, I actually read the Quran. Um, you know what the funny thing is? I was reading the Quran and uh, in English. So one of my um uncle's wife gave me like a Quran to read in English. So I was reading about it and it talked about like the prophets and stuff. I was like, oh, they had like a crazy life. You know, that's crazy, right? So anyways, um, so that's that. And then like around like end of like 2021, um, I'm like, yo, I wanted to take a trip like to get my minds off everything. Um, so like around that time, I also started working in the second half of 2021. Like I got a remote job, so I'm working. So I'm like, yo, with my friends, I'm like, yo, let's take a trip. We're trying to go somewhere like like a warm place. We're taking a trip in like November, December. So we like, we gotta go somewhere tropical and stuff like that. So my friend, um, oh, one more thing. Um, s- uh, Let me backtrack a little bit. So in 2020 and 2021, around that time, my friend who I said like with the um who had like one long distance relationship and who I took him on a double date and like stuff like that. So me and him got into like an argument back in like we got into quite a lot of arguments in like 2018, 2019-ish. Um so and he left the group chat like a couple of times. Instead of like talking about the issue, bro would just leave the group chat. I don't know why, but so anyways, so he started adding random people like his cousin who was in high who just got into like college. He's like, bro was like 19 at that time. He added him into our like, private group chat. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I woke up one day, I see like there's like four of us. Then I see like eight people in the group chat. I'm like, what the hell are these people? And he's like, yo, that's my cousin and that's his friends. I'm like, why did you add them in the group chat without like consulting any of us? Even my friends, like epilepsy's friend or my bar hopping friend, they're not even added into our group chat. So I'm like, what the fuck? Um, we talk about like private, like personal stuff. Like I don't know any of these people. So I'm like, at that time I was like, going through it with my parents, like my mom being sick and stuff. So, tensions were high and stuff. And also, like I said, like, relationship between my friends weren't at at the peak, like not the best place. So, I think I kind of like roasted my friend in in the group chat in front of like everyone, and we got into a big argument. And then that like so that dissolved the group chat like from even starting. So I never talked to his cousins or anything like that. So, but he was trying to integrate his cousin into the group chat during like COVID time, like 2020, 2021. But I shut that down. I was like, nah, bro, like you literally didn't want me to meet like your female cousin, like, and her friends, like at that party, like in 2019. But now you want to add your like cousin from college, and his friends into the group chat and want them to become friends with us. I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, nah, bro, what the fuck? So I roasted him badly. I shouldn't have done that, And then so we got into an argument over that. So that dissolved the group chat, from even beginning. So anyway, so that's the end of that. That is significant later on though, because um, 2021 and 2022, we like after that tensions were even much higher with my friend, especially this friend. After that incident, it was already high from 2018, 2019, but like the the group chat thing even made it more like worse. But anyways, so in 2021, like middle of 2021, Like when my mom passes away, my none of my friends actually like showed up to like the funeral and stuff like that. So that kind of like, at that time I didn't think much of it, even though I've been friends with them for like, you know, years, like, almost like with high school friends over a decade and then college friends over like a lot of years. And it's 8, 9 years. So I'm like, yo, so at that time I didn't think much of it. I'm like, yo, whatever. But like even my family, like friends, um, they showed up. Like family friends who I haven't spoke with it, talked to in like a lot of years. They even showed up to the funeral. So I'm like, at that time, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not a big deal. Anyways, so it's like end of 2020, 2021. I'm planning on taking a trip. So my bar hopping white friend, he's like already in like Miami. So I see like some of his stories. He's like, yo, he's like, I'm working out of Miami. Like he's like working remote, so he's working out of Miami. So we're discussing like a trip to take. So I tell my friends, yo, my friend, like he's in Miami. Let's go to Miami then. Like he said, it's pop. So my friends are all right, let's go. So we go to Miami. So before going to Miami, so after my mom passes away, like middle of 2021, like um I had like I was depressed and stuff. So I thought to myself, as time went on in like 2021, like the second half of 2021, I thought like, yo, I should start like finally start like dating and stuff. So I'm like, all right. So we started like, um so I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, I need like new pictures and stuff. I'm gonna open up like a dating app, probably like Salam and stuff, and Maz, like it's like Muslim dating app. So I'm like, okay, so I'm planning that like that's my like New Year's resolution for like 2022. So to get the depression off and stuff like that. So anyways, so my friend knows about this. Like I told my friend, after like coming back from the after the trip, I'm gonna start dating and stuff like that. So we go to Miami, we link up. So my friend, like bar hopping friend, he's already like, in Miami, so he's staying somewhere else. So like he meets us the first night for bar hopping and stuff. So, you know, we're lit and stuff like that. So like, we're staying at Airbnb somewhere else. Um, so he doesn't like, we were only staying there for like 3, 4 days, I believe. Yeah, 3, 4 days. So our schedule is like packed. So bro only joined us for like 2 days for bar hopping. So, and he didn't join us for any of the activities during the daytime. So, he was busy. Um, so it's like, so that's the only time like we hanged out at that bar hopping, like 2 days. Um, so anyways, so Miami was good, like, it was lit. Um, and then like I think I got it. So towards the end of the trip, I got injured one of the days. Uh, I injured my ankle so bad. I was so lit. I'm not gonna cap. Like I broke my Achilles. Could barely walk. I'm telling my friends, yo, I can't go to the airport the next day, bro. Like the fuck. It's like it's like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I think 12 p.m. or like 12 a.m. or like 1 a.m. in the morning. And I'm telling my friends like, yo, we're in like the living room. I'm telling my friends, yo, like I need like medicines and stuff like that. Like like two of my friends are like out of it. Like we had like a crazy day. Like we went bar hopping, so they're like drunk as fuck. One of my other friends, he's like too afraid to go get like medicine because we were like staying somewhere like on the outskirts of the city. So it's like it's kind of farther away. So we were arguing about that. And then so I hit up my white friend. I'm like, yo, bro, I texted him, yo, I'm injured. Like, can you go get me some medicine, bro? Like, could you help me out? He's like, I bet I got you. So, bro actually went to the pharmacy and then came in. So, bro actually went to the pharmacy and then it's like, I think it's like 1 a.m. in the morning or something. So he came in his scooter and to drop off the medicine like a delivery boy. So my friend found that so funny. And it was funny at that time. but my friend started like saying they brought it up like later on, like, that your friend came in with his like in his scooter to drop off the medicine. At that time, it was funny, but I didn't get the jokes. I didn't get the inside joke of it like until like way later on. I thought like if a bro just did that because he's a genuine person, you know. So, anyways, so that's that. So I get my like and so during the after the trip, I got my goal accomplished. Like I got my like um the pictures for the dating app and stuff like that. So, I'm like all ready to go. So I started opening a dating app. So, so I have never like been in a long this like a serious relationship. So that's what I wanted. So I'm like, all right. So I'm trying to like find a baddie. So my game is like bad, like an account. So I didn't know when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. So at first, I'm getting like a lot of matches, like some of the girls are like pretty hot. I'm not gonna cap, but my game is so bad. Like I'm talking for like a week, and then like it just like stops, and I'm like, yo, what am I doing wrong? Like, so I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. Like I'm trying to not come off as like a fuckboy or anything like that. So I'm trying to take it like slow, but it's coming off as like awkward. Like I don't know, like maybe to them, like because maybe the girls are more experienced, like they have dated more. So I was like too green, I guess, when it comes to the dating scene. So I'm making mistakes all over the place. So anyway, so I started like matching with a bunch of girls. Like, I started talking with a bunch of girls at the same time. So anyways, so 2022, like like I said, like me and my sibling, we never had like a good relationship. So we get into like an argument and stuff like that. And at that time, like, like I was going through like depression and stuff like that. I just wanted to get away with like from everything. So I'm thinking to myself, yo, I should get like my own place and stuff. So I tell my friends about it. Who wants to like, I'm thinking about getting a roommate or getting my own place. So I tell my friends about it. They're like, oh no, I can't afford it, like blah blah blah. So they have their own obligations, so they can't move out. So I'm like, okay. So I asked my white friend, and he's like, yeah, I'll be down. And so that caused like weird, because I didn't know like bro was on some other shit and that he likes me or something like that on some weird way. Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, so I'm treating him like a brother, and I never picked up on like on the weird jokes that he's saying. All the time from 2019, I'm thinking he's just like saying this thing my friends and stuff like that. So, anyways, so once my friend heard about it, they had they got the wrong impression about this whole thing, and that created like so I was already in the Matrix like way before like 2022. Like I was already in the Matrix like I guess like from like college or something. But it actually like the Matrix is getting stronger and stronger and stronger as each year goes by. And at each year goes by, like I'm having more and more issues with my friends along the way. So, so 2022, like I started dating. So I'm starting having like weird and like, so some of the girls like, like some girls said some weird things here and there, like, out of the blue. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I never paid attention to it, but I didn't know I was like already in the matrix and like friends were like already creating like a matrix and like, giving out like false like impression and stuff like that. Uh and like word of mouth and stuff like that throughout like uh already like um within the community and stuff like that. So anyways, so I'm trying to date, I'm trying to be a gentleman. Like I'm going on these dates, like not trying to come off as like too aggressive or anything. I'm trying to take it, slow. Like, yeah, we're gonna get there, baby girl. Just like chill out, like So that's my mentality. Like, I ain't trying to like be a fuck boy, come off as a fuck boy on like the first 1, 2, or 3 dates. I'm trying to take it slow, like eventually get there, like learn about each other and stuff like that. So I'm taking it slow, but at that time I didn't like it wasn't new to me. Dating was like like matching with all these girls. Like I'm finally taking like dating seriously. And at that time, I'm also like, as I said, I got into it with my like siblings. So I'm looking for my own place. So I ended up not moving in with like my bar hopping friends or anyone. I decided, you know what, fuck all this. I'm just gonna get my own place. It was too complicated. Um, so I was like, I'm gonna get my own place. So I ended up getting my own place in like the summer of 2022. And anyways, so that's that. So I started like so from beginning of 2022 till like the summer of 2022, I'm talking to like a lot of girls locally, but like it's not leading to anything, you know. Um, I didn't know I was already in the matrix and stuff like that. So it's not leading to anything. So anyways, so it's like I think I matched with one of the girls, one girl who didn't live who lived out of state. So we linked up. She was visiting one time, so we linked up for like a date. The date went well, so like, and we started talking from like the summer of like 2022 till like the summer of 2023. So it was like a long distance, but it wasn't like serious. So, you know, started talking to like I was also talking to other like I was active on the app and talking to other girls like local because I wanted to find someone local. I know this is gonna sound bad, but it's like, you know, like we never made it like official or anything. So it's like, you know, I was also like going on dates. But I wasn't like, you know, like yeah, so that's how it was. So uh, you know, you could judge me for that, but it is what it is. So um anyways, so that's that. So when I got my place, um in like summer of 2022, so my friend with the uh who had like one long distance relationship, and he's also the friend who has a car in the whole group. Um so he helped me out. Like you know, we have not been in the best of terms, but we started getting back into good graces on both of our good graces, but kind of felt like it was too artificial at that time, which it was. So anyways, so bro told me, you know, so I got another like before I got my apartment, I got like a full-time job, like a remote job, and like another remote job. So I'm working like I'm making more money, so I could afford my own place now. So you know, so I got my own place. I got like a pet cat also. So you know, anyways, so my friends started helping me out like with like stuff like moving in like furnitures and stuff like that, helping me set up my place and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm going through depression. You know, I used to smoke weed like recreationally, but bro like convinces me to like smoke weed like more often. Like, he's like, yo, because he smokes weed like he tells me he smokes weed in his room all the time, and with his like cousin he's like his cousin pulls up and they always been smoking weed for years. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But I never like I always smoke weed like in a social settings. So I never like got into the habit of like smoking weed by myself or in my room. You know, I respected my parents and stuff. So I never got into those type of habits. So since I have my own place, my friend convinces me that I should, and I have a remote job. He's like, yo, you should be smoking weed um at home. So you know, so we started I started smoking weed. He pulls up, so we started smoking weed at home at my place. So from the second half of 2022, life is lit. Like, you know, I got my own place. My friends are pulling up. I mean, like my day ones, like they started hating here and there about my me getting my own place and stuff like that. But I didn't know how much like they really hated me, like or and like the jealousy was like it was like I see it with my eyes, but it's like, all right, I'm like, okay, they're just roasting me, like, you know, but I didn't see like the level of jealousy that, you know, I don't know if it was jealousy or something else, but you know, that's what it felt like to me, which I understood later on. Anyways, So anyways, so I'm getting like more matches and stuff. Like I'm not, I'm trying to find one throughout this whole dating process and stuff like that. So my friend um with the card, like how I said, like he was trying to integrate his cousin into the group chat, like in like during COVID, like 2020, 2021, and that didn't work out. I shut it down. So after I got my own place, he keeps telling me, yo, my cousin, he's like, yo, my cousin is in college, like he's going to parties with like mad girls, like he's gonna help you find more like 9s and 10s, like blah blah blah. So he's like, yo, my cousin is mad chill, like he's like, you guys got the same hobbies, like basketball and stuff like that, video games. He's like, yo, let me bring my cousin over. So from like 2022, from summer of 2022 to the end of 2022, that's all my like he was trying to like integrate his cousin into trying to bring his cousin and integrate him into our like hanging out session. I'm like, nah, bro, what the fuck? I'm trying to chill with your cousin. Like something seemed off about this whole situation, which like that was my inner gut, like at that time. And I was right about it later on. You always go with your first instinct. So that was my first instinct in that case. And anyways, so yeah, so something about his cousin, like about this whole situation seemed off to me. So anyways, I keep refusing the offer. I'm like, nah, bro, like don't bring your cousin over. Like I got enough friends. My life is already lit. Like, you know what? And he's like, he always complains like how his cousin doesn't work and stuff. So I'm like, yo, so he doesn't have money and stuff like that. That and like we're trying to go out to clubs and bars, like he can't afford it. I'm like, what the hell? So anyways, so during that time, so I the whole 2022, I refused the whole thing. So it's like, so I'm talking to like, I'm already in like a long distance relationship during this time, and I'm also like dating locally. So it's like 2020, now it's like 2023. Now this is where, um, oh, one more funny thing that happens. End of 2022. I believe so. Me, my one of my high school, my other close high school friend, um, my friend from orientation from college, and my bar hopping friend. So after 2019, it's usually the four of us that went bar hopping. So my friend with the car, and he uh he didn't join us much for bar hopping after 2019. As I said, like we got into like a lot of arguments and stuff like that. So it's been the four of us when we go bar hopping. So in like 2022, we went to I think for my birthday, we went to like a strip club one time. Um, and it was like, that it was like my first time in a strip club. So as soon as I walk in, like I'm lit off rip. Like a girl just grabs my hands and like takes me to like the private area for like a lap dance and stuff. So like we ordered like mad drinks and stuff. So like um, so I was like gone for like 40 to an hour uh time. And my friends, like I can't like I'm having a good time. So I look back, I see my friends, I'm like they're having a good time. So I see my like bar hopping friends, like he's engaged, but he's not like fully engaged. So I'm like, huh. So like from my knowledge, like from like 2019, like I knew like bro like was like he was like little like I guess like um little cheap you could say like and stuff. So I'm like, okay, bro doesn't want to spend much money and stuff like that. But anyways, so we all got like had a good time. But bro like barely spend any money on the um like on the strip club and stuff like that. So which kind of like, at that time I didn't think much into it, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But it was like that was like a funny ass night. But it was a crazy night. So anyways, I had to put it in there, put it in this story. So so now it's like 2023. Now this is a crazy year. This is where everything like goes like super crazy. So this year the matrix get even stronger. So I think I'm like dating. I'm on Mars. I'm on like Salam. Like I'm going on multiple dates. Like I'm talking to multiple girls. I'm like my life is lit, but it's not leading to anything significant. Like I'm not like just like going on so one or two dates. Like it's not leading to anything. Like before I could even like get into my savage shit. Like I I ended up getting ghosted, so I'm like, yo, what am I doing wrong and stuff like that. So I'm taking it like slow and stuff, but it's like it's trying to backfire because I don't know, like I'm already in the matrix at this time. So anyways, so I think like around like the beginning of like end of like January, I believe, or like yeah, somewhere end of January, I go on a date with like I open up Bumble, so I see like a lot of I see like girls that has it says like pansexual girls. So I know like I always thought like there was like three like gender thing, like straight, bi, and transgender. And then I see like pansexual. I'm like, man, what the fuck is that? and and these are not like people with like makeup. These are like they actually look like real girls. So I'm like um mm, okay. So I'm like, okay, I think one of them, like I had a like swipe right on me, and then I matched. Like, so I started talking and stuff. I didn't do any research or anything like that. So I go on the date and stuff. So I have no expectations. So before we go any further, so I do have like morals and beliefs and certain things that I would never do. Um, and that's like goes against my beliefs and morals. So like going on this like date, I had no expectation of anything. I just wanted to see what like pansexual like person is, So on the date when I meet this person, um like okay, I'm not gonna like cap like during this time, like I've been smoking like all the time, um throughout like for like past like 6 months since like 2022 till more than 6 months, like almost like every other day. So like I'm even going to some of these dates like faded and stuff like that. So you know so during this time it's like crazy events. So anyways, but I'm not having any like sexual intercourse or anything with none of these girls that from the entire 2022. Like none of these girls I want to date with. So then I go on a date with this pansexual like person. So I'm like, okay, let me see what this person is about. So when I meet them, like even like the waitress, like and the waiter, like when they come, like I was on a quick short date. They said, "Oh, what did you like, madam?" So they didn't even understand what this person is. So like they got it wrong too. So, at that time, I'm like, and they tell me, okay, it's not like it. So this person actually explains it to me that, oh, okay, this is not like a pansexual is not like a gender thing. It's like more like a sexual orientation, like a sexual preference. I'm like, okay. So then I think on date, I think they also says like things like, okay, my pronouns are they, them. So I was like really like perplexed at that time because like the way they look, the way they dress, the way their voices, you would not be able to guess that what this person like is at that time. And I take responsibility for that because I was like smoking a lot during that time. So, anyways, so that's that. So after like this second, like, so when they said like my pronouns are they them, so I came to the conclusion at that time, okay, they might be like talking about like that might be like a pansexual thing because they're attracted to like all types of people, you know and I'm not gonna cap, I was like naive, like I was just like I'm not even doing much research on none of them. I'm talking to like multiple girls at this time. So anyways, so they say, okay, I don't think we're like a good match. So at that time, I'm like, okay, I'm curious to find out more about this person. I'm like, I wonder why that is. So, you know, so we never have any like sexual relationship or anything like that. And I know what people are thinking in the back. Oh, did this person give you head or anything? No, no, none of that happened. So I never saw what's under the pants or if they have like a vagina or something else. So it's not. So, so that was like a weird encounter, so like later I learned that like a lot of pansexual girls like are not like transgender, but they're like they try to call themselves like have pronouns they them, but they're not actually like transgendered. So I don't so when this person said their pronouns is they them, I don't know, to this day I don't know what they are. So anyways, so, and I never came to any conclusion or never like straight up asked them or anything. Or I don't know if they told me, like, I don't even remember about it. And so to me, I don't even care about it because, like, I never did anything with this person or anything like that. No sexual relationship or anything like that. So anyways, so that's that. So later on, like I think a month later, I'm like, okay, we could be friends. So then a month later, they invited me to like a concert, like at a bar. So I go to a concert. I see they're like, oh, I'm dating someone else. I'm like, okay, cool. So I meet the person. Now that's like it's a legit like bi guy. I'm like, oh, so I'm like, oh, so they were looking for like a bi guy. So at that time, like I'm thinking, okay, so I'm still not like I'm still confused about this whole person and like what they are. And I just kept it moving. So I didn't make any assumptions about this person. I'm like, okay, so they're pansexual. Um, they have a pronouns they them, and now they have a like a bi boyfriend. So I came to the conclusion that like they're like a pansexual, pronoun they them, and they have a bi boyfriend. So they must be like a lesbianish, something like that. So that's my conclusion at that time. So I'm like, okay, we could be friends. So like, I'm like, okay, that's like a weird encounter that I had, and that's that. So I told them like, so they seemed like a cool person, and we bonded over like cats and stuff and music. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to a concert in like June. And I'm like, it's a big concert. I'm like, my friends are going. I'm like, okay, you should meet my friends before the concert. I think she like this not I'm not gonna assume. I'm just gonna call them this pansexual person. I don't know what they are. So um so I'm like, okay, um I told this person, okay, you could come meet my friends. And so this person dropped by for like 15 minutes to say hi to the cat and my friends. I believe it was like somewhere around like April or like March or somewhere around that time, late March or like April or something. But anyways, my friends were there already there like hanging out. So even my friends got it wrong when they saw this person. They're like, "Oh, my friend was like, does she want a drink?" And then this person actually like corrected my friend, and they were like, "Oh, my pronouns are they them." And then I think my friends like had a weird like they already had like a weird assumption about me, an illusion. So that and I was already in the matrix, and so this fed into the matrix even more. um so now people might ask, okay, why did I even like choose to go on this date? Like, was I curious? I was curious about what pansexuality is, but if I pulled the pants down and I saw something like compromised vagina or something weird, I'd be like, I gotta walk straight out the door, bro. Like, no cap. Like, I don't the fuck with that. But I just went on the date just to like, s learn about pansexuality is and like I'm not gonna cap at that time. Like, I guess like you ever heard the saying like, like I don't know, like I guess like I was wanted by like the dark spirits, like, okay, so I'm gonna backtrack now. Back to like 2017. So because this is important. So my friend with the car, right? And the person that I got into arguments with and who's trying to integrate his cousin into the group. Um, so he bought like a voodoo doll back in like 2016, 2017. No, probably like 2017, 2018. It was me, my other high school friend, and him, and my friend with the car. The three of us. So he bought like a big ass voodoo doll. He's like, "Yo, this doll is like possessed and stuff." I'm like, "Man, why did you bring that in the car?" like um and he's like, yo, one of my family member got like possessed, blah blah blah. Like, so he's like, yo, this is like possessed. I'm like, why did you bring that in the car? So that was like a weird thing that happened. Um, and then my friend with the car, he says like he sees like writing in his house and stuff like that, weird stuff. So I'm like, okay, like, at that time I don't really like believe in like evil like voodoos and stuff like the witchcraft and stuff like that. So anyways, so that's that. Um, so now you might ask, why did I like even go on this like date, like back to this date? Um, I don't know, like, at that time, like it's not like I was confused about my own sexuality. It's like, like if you hang out with like I'm not gonna say like, this person, like my friend, like uh had some evil entities with them, but like, when people want like, have like bad intentions for you, like they're like the saying like if you hang out with people like who have like dark spirit, like that rubs off on you or something like that. So that could be one of the reasons why I even went on the date. But I have like morals and beliefs that like, I would never like go across it. So that's to answer that question. That was one of my reasons for even going to the date. Like just cause at that time I just went, I was just curious about what pansexuality was. But I do have morals and beliefs in place that I would never cross. So anyways, so that's that. Um, so during this time frame, in like 20, like like the spring of like 2023, so my friend started bringing his cousin over. He like randomly brought him over one day, like I think around like February or like probably like around March, like one time. I was like, man, what the hell? And he's like, nah, he's like, so we hanged out one time. So he started bringing like in the month of April. Like he bought like his cousin over a lot of times. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, so my other friends does not know about this whole thing. So usually it's me and my friend with the car. We all because we are this smoker of the group. So when he pulls up, like we smoke. So he made me watch like Star Wars and stuff like that. And anyways, and so he's trying to integrate his cousin into the group. So he doesn't like my other friends are not aware that he's been trying to integrate his cousin and trying to bring his cousin over to my house since I first got my place, like, and he started coming over. Um so that's that. So he finally got to like introduce his cousin and stuff like that. So at first, I wasn't like too fond of his cousin. I'm like, man, what the hell? Um, so because he was like at that time he's like 20, and like when I meet him, like 2 months later he turned 21. So anyways, so we're all adults, but it's still I'm like, yo, I don't like how is he gonna help us? Like, how is he gonna help me get more girls? Like, like I'm already in the dating app and like stuff. Like I'm going on dates, but none of my dates is working out because I don't know. Like I'm already in the matrix and stuff like that, which my friends already like created, and maybe like my family was also part of it. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna see, like Anyways, so that's that. So my f- so my friend's cousin like at first, so I thought like he's at first he seemed like a cool cat, but I didn't know he already came in with like a false perception of me. And one of the main reason like my friend was trying to like become friends with his cousin is because he knew something about his cousin, um which I found out way later on, why the real reason he made me become friends with his cousin. That's the real reason of the smear campaign. Um, so anyways, and another thing, we're gonna get into that later. So anyways, so Um, we hang out like so we all the three of us smoking weed and stuff like that. So my epilepsy's friend, like during this time, like like I said, he's not part of the group, like the friend group and anything. But after I get my own place, so he started coming over like for like hangouts and stuff like that. So because he also smokes, so we all hang out and stuff like that. So so like after meeting him, like hanging out with him in the whole month of April, like so my other friends aren't aware that my friend like convinced me to like hang out with his cousin, and like he brought him over like for like a lot of times with him and made us become friends and like made sure we become friends and like made the awkward process like mm, mm, and like me and like made sure we become friends by hanging out the three of us together, so he wasn't awkward or anything. So so like within like 3 weeks of meeting his cousin tells me something about my friend, which I didn't know for like over like a decade, about being friends with them. So my friend's cousin, he's like, yo, like he sees me on the app and stuff like that, like talking to girls, like texting and matching and stuff. He's like, yo, your life it, yo, you're lit, bro. I'm like, yeah, I know. So he's like, yo, do you know about my friend? Do you know about my cousin's relationship? I'm like, I don't know much about her, but he had like a bad breakup and stuff like that. I'm like, he'd been in like a long distance relationship for a while with this one person. He's like, yeah, but do you know the details of it? I'm like, nah. He's like, yo, that was with his own like female cousin, like blood cousin. I'm like, man, what? So and he gave me this information like voluntarily. And so I was like really perplexed, and I was like kind of like shocked to find that out. So, I kept that to myself, and between me and him. Um, so anyways, so that's that. So, um, so like roasting is part of our like friendship. So my friend's cousin started like roasting like his own cousin, like my friend. And I roast my friend also. Uh, so so we start roasting him, and like I tell my friend about it because he knows I roast him. He roasts me too, so it's like that's how our friendship is. So I thought like his cousin, like that's the relationship they had, because like because my friend said he always smokes with his cousin and stuff like that. So I tell my friend, yo, like, so his cousin started like telling me, yo, my cousin doesn't like let me in his room anymore. Like he used to smoke with him all the time. But he's like, yo, nowadays, like, he started telling me all this, like, yo, my cousin been weird and stuff like that. Like he doesn't let me go in his room. So he's like complaining and stuff like that. So now it's like May, June and stuff like that. So it's been like 2 months, and bro is like now it's like bro, May, June. So bro is like 21 now. So, we went out to clubs and stuff like that, bars. So we celebrated his birthday. So him and my bar hopping friend, they have the same birthday. Um, so and my white friend. So we went out and we celebrated, and he met my friends. He's like, yo, bro, your friends are mad chill, blah blah blah. And like so we all became friends. So my other friends have no idea like the backstory of how we became friends. Me and my friend's cousin became friends. So like we became friends because we're just like smokers. And like I smoke with people like of all ages. Like like I smoke with people like twice my age. And bro is like 5, 6 years younger than me. So and he's an adult. So it's not a crime to smoke with his cousin, like, and he like my friend like literally begged me to smoke with his cousin for like months and months and months. So it's like I'm like, okay, bro seemed like a cool cat. I'm like, okay. So I didn't know like bro like was on some weird shit, and like which I later found out. And like he caused like mad issues. So like he like so we hang out and stuff like that. So these are like pivotal ones. 2023. So like like so I'm like a friendly person. So I'm like so bro tells me, like my friend's cousin, he tells me, yo, I'm going through a lot. Like, I think he lost a job during that time. He was working like a part-time job. He lost it. So he's like, yo, I'm going through a lot. So like I bought him like food here and there. My epilepsy friend, he saw that and stuff. He probably thought like some weird shit. So it's all assumptions, and illusion in their head. So anyways, so now, over time, like, so it's like, I guess now it's like the summer, now it's like the summertime. Um, so I go like, so now I'm talking to my, like so during this whole time frame, like the first half of 2023, like I'm going on dates. After the pansexual like 2 dates I went with this person, I'm going on other dates and stuff. Like nothing is like from 2022, like nothing is like working out. So except like the one date that's like outside of like in like the long distance one. So we're planning to meet up in like I'm going for a work trip in California. So I'm like, okay, and I'm meeting her like in like in the end of July for the work. Sorry, after the work trip. So and we made plans and stuff. So so my friend knows about all this and stuff like that. So my friend cousin, so also during this time, I think I meet someone like, and I go to dispensaries and stuff like that. This is actually pretty funny. So, so me and my friend cousin and my epilepsy friend, he comes over, and my friend with the car, he also comes over, but not that much. Ever since, so he made after making us become good friends, my friend with the car, he steps out of the picture. Um, for some reason, and like he's like, yo, he's telling me, yo, he's busy, he's that, he's doing. But so I'm usually like I'm smoking with my friend's cousin. So he smokes, I smoke. And we play video games. We go to the park, play ball and stuff like that. So that's that. And we also with my epilepsy friend and my other friend, like my other high school friend and my friend from college orientation. So you know, so that's that. So life is lit, no complaints. And so the only time like I see my friend, so my bar hopping friend, so he only pulled up one time to my place, like back in like December of 2022. I threw it like a housewarming party. So that's the only time like bro ever pulled up to my house for a party, and then we went bar hopping right after into the city. So that's so him like I other than bar hopping and parties, like I don't like ever see this like my white friend ever. And so like my friends are just making so many assumptions and stuff like that throughout this whole process and creating the whole matrix. Anyways, so my friend cousin and stuff like that. Um, so he's like, so at first I thought bro is like cool and stuff like that. So like I think around like like I said, I go on dispensaries and stuff like that. I know a lot of people and stuff like that. So you know, so we're like, you ever see the movie Harold and Kumar? So it's basically like Harold and Kumar, like, smoking weed all day, like, not all day, but like, every other day, and like, working and like playing video games. So life is lit, no complaints. But I don't know, I'm already in the matrix, and there is so many assumptions that have been made during this whole time. So anyways, it's like, so my friend's cousin, so he pulls up like, he's like, yo, can we smoke? I'm like, yeah, bro, pull up, like, so he usually like pulls up like, at different times. So I'm texting him like, if you're a smoker, you would understand, like, if you, because I don't smoke by myself, and I've never smoked by myself. So I'm waiting for bro to like pull up to smoke. So it's like, I'm telling him, yo, where you at? Like, I know he's gonna pull up, but he pulls up at like random hours. Like, if I tell him to, if we say, yo, he's gonna pull up at like 4, he ends up pulling at like 6:30. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You just wasted like 2 hours. I could have been not waiting and went and did something else. So it's like, bro, causing mad issues. So like, anyways, he has like time management issues and stuff like that. So so that's that. So anyways, so that's that. So like at the end of 20 July of 2023, I go I go on my trip and stuff. Um After the work trip, I go it's another part of like California, like San Francisco. I meet my like long distance relationship that I'm having. Like so we have like we have a great time. So my friends knows about it also. So like halfway through the trip, like her energy seems like way off. So I'm like, okay, something doesn't seem right. So I'm not gonna cap, like I had my dating app on, so as soon as I landed, I matched with like a bunch of like girls there, but I didn't have time to like hang out with none of them. So it's like so anyways, so that's that. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh shit, like she might have must have known someone that I'm talking to or something like that. Um, but so like from beginning of 2022 to like the middle of 2023, um, I don't have any like sexual intercourse with any of these girls that I'm going on dating, um, or went on dates with. Um, so I'm not gonna cap. So me and this girl, like my long distance relationship, we had a great time. But then the energy seems off. Like my friend knew about it too. Like, they're telling me, "Oh, how is it going?" I'm like, okay, it's going good. And then so my friend's cousin, like he has me added, like adds me into like Facebook and like also like Instagram and stuff like that. And anyway, so I don't know what happened, but it ended like awkwardly, and then we just broke up afterwards. So after like the end of July of 2023, like so that ended. Um, so I'm like a little bit depressed because she never gave me like a solid reason why we broke up, or anything like that. Usually most of the girls that I do go on date with, like a lot of them would tell me like, it's not gonna work out, blah blah blah, and that's that. But this person, I would expect like an answer because we've been talking for like a year, or but anyways, it is what it is. So like after that, I'm taking like a little break from dating and stuff, so I'm smoking more and stuff like that. So during this time, my white friend, like bar hopping friend, he brings up like he's like, "Yo, I'm moving out, like I'm getting my own place." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So when we go bar hopping, so my friend, like my friend's cousin, he usually doesn't join us for bar hopping or anything like that. So it's usually, like I said, it's usually me, my friend, like from college orientation friend, and my other high school friend, and my bar hopping friend. So it's the four of us. We usually go bar hopping. So my friends usually be like talking mad crazy about my place being small and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, they're just hating. So my friend, like my bar hobby friend, he heard that. So he's like, yo, I'm getting my own place, blah, blah, blah. I need like, I'm looking for a roommate. So he's like, yo, let's move in. Like at that time, I was thinking about getting like a car. Cause, my friend, cousin had a car and my friend had a car. So like they would help me out with like stuff. But like, I wanted my own car because it's gonna make life easier. But anyway, so my white friend, he's like, yo, I'm gonna go half and half on the car, like, yo, let's move in. Like he's like really pushing me um and my friend with the car, he's like, yo, yeah, you should definitely move in with your like white friend and stuff like that. He's also pushing me. So something like didn't feel right about this whole situation. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay put. And I like from my observation, like bro is like way too much. So I'm like, yo, I can't handle him. Like, I could only handle him like for bar hopping. Like, I can't handle him every day. Like, bro is like too much to deal with. So it's like, so and I like quiet. Like, I'm like a quiet person. So it's like I can't live with someone who's like hype. Like, he's like the hyper type. So I'm like, I can't be with someone that's like hyper and stuff like that. So that's that. So that's the end of that. So that created even more matrix. I guess my friend cousin, like, he just, because he already knows that my white friend is on some other shit. Because I never picked it up. Because he learned that he already came with the perception of me before even meeting me. And I don't even know my white friend is on some other shit. I never picked it up, even though he says like weird jokes here and there. Like I think he's like either like fucking around or like seeing this in my friends. So I never actually picked up like on these weird things, because he never. I'm a straightforward type of person, so he never came out and said, "Yo, bro, I'm bi." So I never like picked it up. So I always thought, okay, bro is straight also. So I'm like, okay, there's that. So anyways, so my friend's cousin over the summer, he started getting like weirder and weirder and a little weirder over time. So he thinks like because I smoke with him, it's like I like him or something. To me, that's like regular stuff. Like, I've been smoking with people since like high school. It's like just another day at the office for me. Like it's nothing special, in college I smoked with people like for a semester and like we dab up, but it is what it is, bro. Like, and I don't see them for like a year or two, and like, and we never have a class together, so that's how it is, like, so bro took it the whole wrong way, like, like I don't know why, like even though I don't say any weird jokes, it's like he started saying like weird jokes out of the blue, like so my epilepsy friend, like he also started getting like weird like perception of me because maybe he saw like that pansexual person, and then also they caught up that my bar hopping friends is like like bi on the down low, so they thought that I was like that also. So anyway, so and then the fact that I'm hanging out with my friend's cousin and they don't even know the backstory of how we became friends, so it's all like assumptions and stuff like that. So anyways, so my friend's cousin started like he talks like a lot of shit about his cousin. So some of them is like funny, like I roast my friend. So I'm telling my friend like, yo, your cousin said this, that, and he would get like really mad and stuff. Like I'm like, he's like, yo, why are you like gossiping? I'm like, how are we gossiping? Like he just because he just told me what he went over to your house and you didn't let him like in your room and stuff. Like he's like he started getting mad that his cousin is like telling me events that happen, and then I'm telling him events that also happen. Like because he asked me like how was his cousin, like I'm telling him like funny dumb shit that he did over the years. So it's like so so it's getting my friend tight that so so anyways, so that's that. So I think like so from what I learned is like his own like my friend, he's trying to avoid his own cousin. Like so like backtrack, I think it was like August or like somewhere in August or September. It was me, my epilepsy friend, and my friend's cousin. It's the three of us hanging out at my place. Like we're playing like usually like playing 2K, smoking and listening to music. Um, so one day my friend's cousin, like he started saying like weird jokes out of the blue here and there. So I'm like, yo, like he can't even beat me in like 2K. So I'm like, yo, he just says things just to get on my nerves and stuff like that. I didn't know he had like a false perception and like bro was on some weird shit, which I found out later on. So anyways, so my friend he said like out of the blue one day, yo, how'd you like rate us? Like he's like, oh, not in a weird way. So I know my friend's cousin, he found that weird. Not my friend, I meant my epilepsy friend. He found that weird that my friend cousin said that. And I found that a little weird. So he made us like rate each other. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm all about roasting people. Like, I ain't trying to like rate them. The fuck? So his cousin, like my friend's cousin, he's the one who always says like weird jokes out of the blue and stuff like that. And then like, I covered for my friend's cousin. Like, so my epilepsy friend got like a weird like idea in his head about this whole situation and why I hang out with them. Um, the bro is like 21, he's an adult. I'm like, what the fuck? He could make his own choice. And like what the fuck? Like I'm not understanding where this weird things is coming into place. I'm the one who's keeping it the most realist in the room. So anyways, So we like it's like September-ish. Um, so I think yeah, it's September-ish. So two of my friends have the same birthday. So I go on like I'm like setting up like a birthday celebration. Um, so uh like I pick a place, like all my friends showed up and like I think one of my friends brought another friend with them. So I asked my friend cousin like, is each like are you like pulling up or anything? He's like, nah, I won't. So I'm like, all right, cool. So my friend, like, he's like, yo, nah, don't invite my cousin. Like, so his own cousin doesn't want my friend doesn't want his own cousin to like pull up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So like, he knows his cousin is talking mad shit about to me. So, anyways, so that's that. I don't personally care if his cousin like pulls up or not, because he's an adult. He could do whatever he wants. Um, and like I'm just trying to have a good time at the place. So it is what it is. So like his cousin tells me no, he's not pulling up. So then the day of the party, like, he came up, like we smoked right before like that earlier in the day. And then we went like to the party and like, I went to the party, met up with all my friends and stuff. This is like September of like 2023. So my friend's cousin, like he's not even invited to the party and stuff. But bro just like didn't even tell he told me he's not pulling up. So I tell all my friends, nah, I smoked with him earlier, but I don't think bro is like pulling up. So bro randomly like pulls up to the party. And that made me look bad in front of like everyone. Because I just told all my friends he's not playing up. So I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? He's like, oh no, I was just playing a prank and stuff. I'm like, I whatever. So now it's like October. So like it's like October. We're like not I mean we're planning a trip for Tulum. So this trip, um it's gonna be me, my three friends, like two high school friends, and my friend from like best friend from college, and then my bar hopping friend. So it's gonna be the five of us. So my epilepsy friend and my friend's cousin, they're not going to this trip. And these are the two people that I smoke with, and they pull up to my house to smoke with. So, but they're not going to this trip. So, anyways, um, and then also in October, I'm taking a trip. Me, my friend with the car, and my epilepsy friend. So this is the first time I'm taking it like a trip with my epilepsy friend, and he's taking a trip with me and my other friend from high school. So he like we never took a trip together. So we're going on a road trip. So his cousin, my friend's cousin, like he's not invited to the trip. I'm like, because he wanted to go. So I tell my friend, yo, your cousin wants to go to the trip. He's like, nah, bro, fuck that. So I think I played like, Little Dirk, fuck my cousin. I played that. He's like, yo, what did my cousin say? I'm like, man, this is what your cousin said. So I played that song for him. So so anyway, so that's that. So it's the day of the trip. Like bro hits me up at like 7 a.m. Like he's like, yo, and when he says yo, I already know he wants to smoke. So I'm already going on the trip. Uh, so I wake up at like 8. I see the text. I'm like, I bro, pull up. So we smoke weed. Um, and and we play like a video game for like half an hour. And then so he left. So he's like, yo, I might play a prank. I'm like, ah, bro, bluffing. So anyways, so I'm waiting for my friend to pick me up. So so my friend picks me up and stuff like that. So we're going to the dispensary to pick up some weed, and then we're gonna meet up. We're gonna pick up my epilepsy friend after that. And then we're gonna go on the trip, the three of us. So my friend's cousin, he started like texting me out of the blue. He's like, "Yo, look behind you." I'm like, "Man, what?" I look behind the car. My friend is driving. I look behind. I see like my friend cousin is like literally tailgating our car. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So bro actually like waited half an hour to an hour after he left smoking, um, just to like until I thought he already left. Like he went home. I was like, or when someone else, I'm like, what the fuck? He bro literally waited around just to do this. So I went to the dispensary. He walked in the dispensary. I'm like, yo, this guy is like, he's playing around too much. I'm like, what the fuck? So anyways, my friend, I know he found that like my friend's cousin, I mean my friend found that like weird, like, you know, I found that a little weird, like, because if the shoe was on the other side, I would not wake up at like 8, 7 a.m. to go over to someone else's house just to smoke weed. And knowing that I'm not even invited to the trip, let alone wait and follow the car again. What the fuck? Like, that's like too much dumb shit. So, I didn't, I, at that time, I'm like, I'm just going with the flow. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's just, bro, it's like on some dumb shit. So I'm not catching on to this like weird shit that's going on. So anyways, um after that, so I tell my friends that so my friend obviously sees like I tell him, yo, did you see that? He's like, yeah, I saw that. He's like, yo, so I put it on the group chat. I'm like, yo, like my friend's cousin like did this dumb shit. My friend was like, yo, damn, that's fucked up. So I'm like, yeah, what it is, what it is. So that's that. So my friend's like one of my other friends, he's like, yo, that's mad gay. I'm like, what the fuck? He just brought that up on the group chat. At that time, I'm like, yo, like bro is just like on some dumb pothead shit. Like, but bro is like taking it too far, like, with this shit. So anyways, so that's that. So I didn't know like that came off as so this incident came off as like a little weird. Like I found out a little weird. After so we go on the trip, my friend puts on like a weird ass movie. And then he says like a weird ass joke later on. My epilepsy's friend, he started getting mad. So I'm saying, yo, he probably didn't mean it, like weird gay way. Relax. Bro even gets more mad. I'm like, what the fuck? So he has like an epilepsy episode. He's like mad as fuck at the corner. I'm like, so and like I'm lit. I'm like, what the fuck is? I'm thinking, yo, it's about a fight breakout between him and my friend with the car. So, bro, my friend with the car, he left. He went to his room. So it's like, and my friend's at the corner. He's like about to like punch the wall or something. He has epilepsy, so he has like mood swings and stuff. So he's going through his shit. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, yo, this is fucking insane right now. I'm like, I'm just trying to have a good time, and like these guys are. So that kind of like fucking ruined the trip, like half of the trip. Seeing my friend have like an epilepsy episode, over a joke. So I'm like, what the fuck? So anyways, so that's that. So after that, so so after that, we're planning the Tulum trip. So my friends are trying to put me, since I'm inviting my like bar hopping friends, so I never took a trip with them. So this is the first time. This is also the first time my bar hopping friends is ever, other than seeing him in Miami, we never took a trip with them. So this is the first time we're all taking a trip with my bar hopping friend. And so other than bar hopping, I don't see him. So I don't know what type of person he is or anything like that. So my friends is like, yo, since you're inviting him, like you should share a room with him. I'm like, man, what? So like all these weird things that happening, like my friend's cousin like saying like weird jokes out of the blue and stuff like that. My epilepsy friend getting me tight at the road trip and stuff, having like episode over like a joke that my other friend said. So all this is like getting me like a little tight. So, and my bar hopping friend, he's like pushing me to like share a room. He's like, yo, bro, we could share like a room, like we could save money, blah blah blah. So we ended up like getting so my other friends is like, nah, I don't want to share like a room with your friends. Like you're inviting him, so you gotta share a room. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So it's a big room. So it's like it's a big room. So I have like the bed and like my space on one side of the room, and my bar hopping friend would have his own bed and space on the other side of the room. So I stayed in a room with my other friends in my other trips together. So I'm like, okay, it's nothing weird or anything like that. But this was a big trap. So I go on the trip. Um, and so like my friend's cousin knows about this whole thing, like, that we're gonna be sharing a room and stuff like that. So And like, like when my friend's cousin says like weird jokes, like I usually call him, like sometimes I call him out on him, like, yo, what you say? Like he's, oh no, I didn't say anything. So type shit. So he's like, yo, but so I don't like really call him out on his bullshit or anything like that. And then like, I guess like, and he's also on some weird shit that I didn't know of. Like he just caps too much about everything. So anyways, which I learned later on. So, anyways, like, so he's the one who's like saying all these weird jokes all the time, but he's like going back to his cousin and saying that me or my epilepsy friend are saying that weird jokes or anything like that. So, when I'm not saying any of the weird jokes, all I'm doing is like roasting all my friends. That's all I'm doing. Like, not in a mean way, but it's like, in a fun way, like, I have no ill intentions towards any of my friends. But I didn't know like they were creating a matrix and like, they were like trying to like play God in my life and stuff like that, which is like crazy to think about. Anyways, um, so that's that. So, um, so my friend's cousin's like, so one day it's like in November. So out of the blue, like, things are getting like, he's starting saying weird jokes here and there. Like, I don't check him, um, you know, right off the bat. Like, I let things slide. Like, I'm a nice person, so I'm letting things slide and stuff. But like, one day in November, he said something out of the blue, like, you do not say that to another man. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? Like he's like, yo, my bad, bro. Like like I don't know why he said that out of the blue. Um, but he just said that. Like it's not something you should ever say to another man. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with him? So it was at this point I knew like, and at this point it's like he exposed himself. So I'm like, okay, bro, on some other shit. So I knew like I had to cut down like hanging out with my friend's cousin. So I already made up my mind like um I already made up my mind around like September-ish that after the end of the year that I'm gonna cut down like hanging out, like going bar hopping and like clubbing and stuff like that and smoking. But after this incident, especially back to back, like October with my epilepsy friend getting tight, and having an episode over a joke that my friend said. The next month, my friend cousin saying like a weird joke to me, like not a weird joke, like yeah, a weird. How it was a weird joke and a statement at the same time. So it's like I'm like what? So it's like so he exposed himself. So it's like so with that, it's like uh, it got me more tight. So my friend cut. So I knew my friend cousin was on some other shit before I found out what my bar hopping friend is, who I'm sharing a room with in like the Tulum trip. Do you know how insane that is? And I've been friends with him since like um 2019. That's when we started hanging out. So this is like I don't even have words to like describe it. Anyway, so we go on the so I already made up my mind like right before the Tulum, like before going on the Tulum trip, that I'm gonna cut down like hanging out with my friend cousin by like 80-90% after especially after the trip. So that's my mindset going into the Tulum trip. So it's like December now. So we go on the Tulum trip. Right off the bat in the security, so my friend is like, yo, we're not gonna find like rolling papers in like Mexico. I'm like, man, what? So he made me get like rolling papers. And like, so I put the rolling papers, I get like a box, and it had like panda smoking weed. So I put that right in front of my top of my suitcase, like right, like if you open my suitcase, that's the first thing you're gonna see. So we go, before we even get out of the airport in Tulum, we get stopped by Border Patrol out of nowhere. Border Patrol are like security guards out of a bunch of security guards out of nowhere. I'm like, what? So they went searched our bags and stuff. So when they opened my bag, they saw like this panda smoking weed, and they opened that. They found like rolling papers. So they're like, "Oh shit, drug cartels." I'm like, "Ah, nah, bro." So, so this is funny because they searched us for like an hour. Like not an hour. I mean like probably like 30 minutes, 30 to 35 minutes. Um, they searched all my friends. They searched like our bags like twice and stuff, jackets and everything. They found nothing. So they finally let us go. So anyways, but I do wanna when we're talking about like drugs and stuff, I do wanna like piggyback off to back to like the summertime of 2023, of earlier this year, so earlier that year. So like I said, I met like someone that was like I go to dispensaries and stuff like that. So like I started meeting a lot of people, and then someone says like, "Oh, I know someone that grows like a lot of weed and stuff like that." So he's like, "Yo, if you could be the middleman and like get us like connect, like he's like, if you know like dispensaries that's like willing to buy weed, like and you act as a middleman, you could make money and stuff like that." So I thought about it, like it's like Harold and Kumar. I tell my friend's cousin, I'm like, "Yo, we're gonna be rich like Pablo Escobar type shit." And so we started doing calculations and stuff like that. So it was just a thought, like a Breaking Bad type shit. So I actually like we like thought about it. I actually thought about it a little bit, and then I'm like, nah, I don't have any criminal records or anything like that. So I never go through with the whole this and this thing. So so that's the end. So that's the end of that. I have like a corporate job, so that was just a thought, but I never like, because I didn't want to like get involved with like crimes and stuff like that. I never did anything illegal in my life, so it's like um any illegal. I never been arrested or like had any like issues with the law. So I try to keep it clean. So I'm like, okay, I thought about it, but I'm like, nah, it's too much at that time. So I'm like, nah, fuck it. So that's that. So now back to the so yeah, we get so after getting stopped at the airport, I knew that was like bad omen and stuff like that, was to come. I just had a feeling about this. So in the trip, like my friends, like my bar hopping friend, he started acting like strange. So when I say strange, like so bro like make weird noises out of the blue. He usually does that like from like the time we go bar hopping and stuff like that. Even like when we're planning the trip on like a group call, like he would like make weird noises and stuff like that. But I'm thinking, okay, bro is like trolling my friends and stuff like that. Our bro is just like stupid like that. So he started like making these weird noises even more and more in the trip. So it's like funny one or two times, but he's like doing it excessively. So I'm like, okay, something doesn't seem right about this person. So bro is acting mad, like weird and stuff like that. So, I'm biting my tongue. I do want to say something, but it's like, I don't know if bro is like fucking around with us or like bro is being serious. So, anyways, so that's that. So, so, so throughout the trip, he started doing like mad. He's like going to the beach. Bro made like a weird like pose for the picture. I'm like, man, what the fuck? So, anyways, that's that. I think one of the days he wore like a pink shirt. I'm like, what? I mean, I did see like a lot of grown straight men wear pink. So I'm like, okay, I didn't take anything, see anything. I didn't think anything weird of it. So, anyways, then bro started getting like really weird. He's like stretching, um, weird. Like he wouldn't join us for like games and stuff. Like bro is like making weird noises. He made some weird comments about like guys outside, like at bars. Like one of my friend was in my ear. He's like, "Yo, did you hear him say that?" I'm like, "Oh." At first, I wasn't. I was never in tune, but like after he started like observing his behavior, mm, I'm like, my friend actually pointed it out to me, and one of my friends, I'm like, "Oh." So I'm like, "Okay, that's weird." So anyway, so one of the days, like, bro is like we're playing Uno in the living room. So it's a big ass villa. We're playing Uno in the living room. Bro pulls up like in his underwears and like doing like weird stretches and like making weird noises. And I'm biting my tongue the whole time throughout the whole trip. And I'm a straightforward, in your face type of person. So I'm like, all right, that's it. I so in front of everyone, I'm like, yo, bro, are you like bi, gay? What is it? And so bro is like, yeah. And he walks away. I'm like, what the fuck? And so that got me. So I look at my friend. They have like an evil smirk on their face. I'm like, oh nah, hell no. I'm like, and he got me in a room with him, sharing a room with him, and that shit got me tight at the trip. I'm not gonna cap. I'm like, damn, I fucked up. So, 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 like, the trip was crazy. So, like, then, like, in the trip, one of my friend from high school, he started talking to a girl, like, and the girl was gonna come over to the villa. But my bar hopping friend, he said some weird shit, like, and then the the girl was like, nah, I'm not gonna come over. So then my friend got mad pissed at my bar hopping friend. So I'm watching all of this unfolding and finding out, like, my friend, like, literally said, like, yo, I want to ask him, like, in front of everyone. He's like, yeah, I am. I'm like, what the fuck? So it's like, I'm like in a state of shock. I'm not gonna cap. At that time, I don't know who, like, if bro is playing like a prank on me or what this is. So, like, or why he said that out, like, I'm finding this out in the trip. So it's like, I was like in it. And so it's like 3 months in a row. So first October, like with my epilepsy friend, that pissed me off. Him having like epilepsy seizure and like getting mad. November, my friend cousin exposing himself, saying something weird you don't say to another guy. And then in Tulum trip, my white friends like allegedly admitting that he's bi or like gay on and I'm like, what the fuck? This whole time I thought bro was straight. Like he says like weird jokes here and there, but I never thought like that's the reason like he is like gay. Cause like if anyone, I would think it's my friend from college because he's the one who has the most feminine like hand gestures and qualities. So if anyone I had to guess, it would be that person, not like mine. So I was in a state of shock about all this, like, so all this like events like started pissing me off, you know? So it felt like they were trying to project everything onto me. And the whole time from 2022, I'm just going on dates. I'm trying to find the one for me. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, anyways, so after the trip, like that pissed me off. Like, so, my friend, white friend, he like, bar hopping friend, he matched with the girl. So, so in the trip, I think it was one of the last days we went out. Me and my other like friend from college, we went out to the clubs, and my two of my other friends stayed home. My friends with the car and my like the friend um from orientation, from college orientation, he these two stayed home. So my friend actually bought my like bar hopping friend, he actually brought a girl over and he made my friend pay for the ride, like the taxi ride. So it was like hilarious. Like me and my other friend were like dying laughing at the club about this. So anyways, um so that's that. So the time we came back um from the club is the same time like I see him like putting the girl in the taxi, and then he comes up to us and he's like, yo, you guys got like pesos? I'm like, man, this guy's like, not only did he say like he's like gay and bi, and now he doesn't have money, and also he didn't bring like money for the trip. So that got me mad tight. I'm like, what the fuck? And like, and because of him, like my friend thinks that I'm bi or gay. I'm like, what the fuck? So there's like crazy shit, and him not bringing money that even got me more tight. So this whole trip got me more tight. And my friend cousin the month before November, he got me tight about exposing himself, thinking I'm like that on the down low or something. So that got me tight. And then the month before that in October, my epilepsy friend, like he got tight having epilepsies like episode, thinking that we got him into the trip because me and my friend with the car were on some like weird shit, and we bought him on the trip for some weird shit or something like that. So it's like three back-to-back months. So that got me so tight. I'm not gonna cap. And this whole time I'm going on dates and none of my dates are working out. So that's that. So anyways, so it's like the month of January. So I'm like, oh, the whole thing got me so tight. I'm not gonna cap. So I'm like, okay, I'm like done like hanging out with my friend's cousin. So I hooked him up with like, like weed, and like I bought him like food from time to time, like, hooked him up. So like not by this time, like he'd been working. I think from October, his like September or October, he already started working or something. And he never like, repaid me back for like, like he never bought his own weed or like, repaid the favor. Usually like when I like help my friends out, like, my friends always like pay me back, um and covers for me later on. So it's like, bro, it's like just getting like I'm just I'm being the nice person here. I'm like being a genuine person, and he's the one who's saying like weird jokes, all this, that, and then putting that on me, like, and then going around and putting that on me. So it's like that all this is getting me tight. So by January, like I don't even want like him to like give me like free weed and stuff, like bring free weed and stuff like that. I'm like 90% done hanging out with him. Like I see the person that he is, like bro just lies too much and stuff like that for no apparent reason. Like even when we were playing video games, like bro changed the game setting because he couldn't beat me and then lied about changing it. I literally saw him change it. Anyways, so that's that. Like over time I knew, and he talks bad crazy about his own cousin and then goes to his cousin and puts the whole blame on me. So I knew like bro isn't like a solid person. Like, he doesn't keep it real. So that's that. So anyways, I started like I got new pictures from Tulum. So I started like on the dating app. So I'm like matching with other girls now. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like I came to the conclusion that I can't hang out with my bar hopping friend because he likes me on some weird shit when I don't even like see him like that. I'm like, the fuck? I don't even like swing like that. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And then my friend cousin, he's getting weirdly obsessed with me and like saying weird jokes and stuff like that. And then now that I cut him off, like he keeps hitting me up. Like he's like, yo, bro, I got weed, I got some fireweed. I'm like, yo, I don't wanna like smoke with you anymore. Like, bro, like I'm starting to see the plot of what's going on, and that I'm some sort of like in like a weird like there's something weird, like really weird going on in this whole dynamic when I'm the one who's like keeping it real with all my friends. So anyways, so that's that. So I started cutting off my friends, like my like friend's cousin. Stop hanging out with them. So and so like by like the in like January, um so I started like going on dates, and I'm starting to take like I'm like, okay, I'm going on like dates, and I'm starting to like try to find the one. So I'm like, okay, these are all with distractions along the way. So I'm like trying to cut off all these distractions from my life. So I'm like, I came to the conclusion that I'm gonna cut down hanging out. Like I can't hang out with my white friend because he's on some weird shit. I can't hang out with my friend's cousin because he's on some weird shit. And then, so during this whole time from October till like January, my epilepsy friend, like we got into like an argument since like from the like the road trip. So he has no idea about everything that transpired. Um, and I didn't even tell him about everything that transpired. So that's that. So anyway, so my friend's cousin, he started telling me, oh, what's your real issue with my cousin? So now by January, he knows like the real reason I stopped hanging out with them is because I cut down hanging out with them significantly is because of he said like a weird joke. So he's like, yo, what's your issue with my cousin? And I'm like, yo, I don't got any issue with your cousin. It's just like, But he's like he insisting like that I do have an issue with my one of my best friend from high school. I'm like, nah, what issue? So at that time he's like, nah, bro. So he's like now he changed his whole attitude. Like he doesn't like he stopped saying weird jokes and stuff like that by January and stuff like that. So now he's like completely changed his attitude and stuff. So he's like, yo, nah, bro. Like, he's like, my cousin's been talking crazy about you, like talking mad shit, like for years and years. I'm like, what? So then it started making sense to me, like, why, like, he's like my friend, like, never really invited me, like, back in like 2019, like, to meet his like female cousin and stuff like that. Um, so but he was more interested in me meeting like, his other cousin, like, male cousin, and making us become like friends and then going around like trying to portray a picture when he begged me to become friends with his cousin in the first place. And when I'm treating him like a brother and his cousin came and his cousin was on some weird shit and he knew about it too, my friend. So anyways, so that's that. So now by this point I'm up 2-0 on both my friend and his cousin. So I know my friend did like incest. Um And I know that my friend cousin he could possibly be bi on the down low because he said something you just don't say to another guy. Um and he's been saying weird jokes over time. So that's that. So now I'm like so this whole incident, everything just pissed me off. So like I finally like snapped and I tell my friend, like my friend with the car, yo, that I gave him hints that I know that like what his cousin told me and about his relationship. So then he got really mad at me that I found out. And I also told him that I don't want to hang out with your cousin anymore. So this is like around like the towards the second half of January. So I'm like, so I told my friend this, like, yo, I don't want to hang out with your cousin. And I also told him like, I know what he did, like his like relationship and stuff. So what pissed me off at that time was that like they knew about my bar hopping friend. I'm like, why did you guys like put me in a room with them, knowing that he was into some shit, like weird shit, and he was weirdly into me, and you didn't like warn me or anything like that. And we've been friends for like mad long. And you also made me become friend with your like cousin, and you knew he was like on some other shit, and you gave him like a false impression of me. So that all got me tight. So like I'm a straight up forward person. So I like we went back and forth on the group chat. And I kind of like told him that I knew, mm, and so that got him mad tight. So anyways, now it's like February. So by this point, I'm barely like hanging out with like my friend's cousin. So my friend cousin is like bugging me. He's like, "Yo, it's been like 2, 3 weeks. So it's been like about like 2 weeks or something." Or about yeah two about like 2 weeks. He's like, yo, I got some really good weed, blah blah blah. And like so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna like, hang out. I'm feel like yo, I need to tell him like myself. Like I don't want to be rude, but it's like he's not getting the message. Like I don't even reply to his like text messages. Like I'm like, yo, now I'm busy, blah blah blah. But it's not like it's not going through his head. So I'm like, yo, I might like tell him like straight up. The next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna be busy for like the next like 6, 7 months, and like I'm gonna quit like weed. So by this point, like, so the January is when after the Tulum trip is when I first started smoking by myself. I'm like, man, fuck everybody. So that's the only time I started smoking by myself. So that's that. So my friend and my friend's cousin, they came up with a plan by this point. So this fateful day, and like um in like February. So my friend cousin, he knows that I know everything now. So he came in and he's like, he came in really mad. Like this one day, he's like this, his hands are like this, like he's about to like fight. I'm like, yo, what's up with him? I'm like chilling, Like I see the whole picture now. I'm trying to cut him off, So bro is like he's like legit mad, and I don't understand why. I mean, I do understand why. So he got yelled at by his cousin probably because, he told me something that he shouldn't have told me about my friend. And then he's also mad that he got set up by his own cousin by giving a false perception of me, and now he got exposed. So I know something about him too. So now he brought up like fighting, and so this whole thing got me tight. So like I'm not gonna cap. At that time, finding out my like bar hopping friend is on some weird shit, finding out my friend cousin on some weird shit, finding out my epilepsy friend got like mad tight and like ruined the trip in October, and then finding out like like none of my dates have been working out because from 2022 because I'm already in the matrix. So this is like got me so tight. I'm not gonna cap. So anyways, um, so I just had like a Moses moment. So bro brought up fighting. So I'm like, yo, and he's like, you think you could beat me in a fighting? So I'm like, okay, whatever. He's like joking around. And so he's like bluffing. He's like, nah, bro, I think I could like beat you and like send you to the hospital. So I'm like, okay, now that's fighting words. So like now that got me pissed off. I'm like, how is he threatening me in my own house? The fuck? And this whole time I've been showing hospitality to my friend. I'm treating him as a friend, like, and I haven't even like charged him for all the weed that he smoked. And like so like, and he owes me money for like the food and stuff. So I'm like, I'm just being a nice person. I'm like, yo, just cause like I stopped hanging out with him. Like I'm like, okay, I told his cousin like my friend like what he told me. I know like I shouldn't have done that, and he got yelled at by that. But it's like I'm like, yo, like so this whole thing like pissed me off and stuff. So what pissed me off was like him trying to like fight me in my own house. So he wants to like throw hands. I'm like, no, you're not, bro. I told him like we could go to the gym and fight it out. He's like, no, let's fight right now. So he started getting like all aggressive and stuff. So now it's just me and him. So there's no one here. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, also, so I don't know, like, where the pansexual, I'm gonna talk about. I don't think I covered that. So the pansexual person, I'm not friends with them. Like after the concert in like June, like we hang out one more time, and like early summer, and then we stopped like being friends, and like life got busy, and we just stopped talking. So they were like more of an acquaintance. So they don't fit into the picture at all, and they're not the reason of the crash out at all. So that's like a whole false perception that they have been going around saying. So that's not the reason, because I never did anything with any sexual activities with this person. Like I said before, like that pansexual person, I don't even know what they are to this day. I don't know if they are like a transgender person, who had like a whole like a makeover, or like if they're like a pansexual person, like a girl, pansexual girl who just has pronouns they them. But that's beside the point. So that has nothing to do with the crash out at all. So the crash out is solely based on my friend, all my friends, basically. So that's that, and especially like that day, like the fighting that was about to happen. So my friend cousin pulled up. It's only me and him. So my and I'm like, what the fuck? So he's like at that day he was like really mad, and I was like getting mad too. So I'm trying to avoid like a fight to like break out. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, how do I like avoid a fight? So I'm telling him like I had like I'm not gonna cap, I had like a Moses moment. So I'm like, okay, I might have like a weapon in the house. So I told him, yo, you better not try anything or something like that. Bro is bro is like bro started like taking his phone out and started trying to record the conversation. So he got me mad. So now I'm going off on bro, and we're going back and forth. But I see like bro started trying to record the conversation. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, what is he gonna do? Show it to his cousin. So I know like his cousin probably did. So he literally told me like when he pulled up to my house, he's like, "Yo, we were just discussing you." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, me and my cousin were discussing you." So he literally said that to me. So I know like the plan, like my friend probably sent his cousin over to like scare me away, scare me or something. And I wasn't having that. So I'm like, "Yo, nah, bro." So I didn't know bro was gonna use my like anger against me. So at this time, this whole thing got me mad tight. I'm not gonna cap. So I don't want a fight to break out because like one of us is gonna get hurt real bad, and like there's no one to stop the fight. So I'm telling him like, "Yo, I might have a weapon in the house," which I don't have any weapons in the house. So I'm trying to make it like more. I'm trying to make it believable. I'm like, "Yo, bro, nah, bro. Like I could call up like my friends, like they could get you, blah blah blah." So I'm making up stories and shit like that just to scare bro. And I don't know, bro is like trying to use that against me. So anyways, so like bro couldn't, so did no fight took place, no, it just verbal arguments. So as he's leaving the house, so the last thing he tells me, "Yo, no one would believe you." But he knows I already see him for who he is. I already saw him since like when he exposed himself in November. And he knows that's the real reason why I cut down hanging out with him. So he's like, so that's the last thing he told me. He's like, "Yo, no one will believe you." At that time, I'm like, "Man, what is he talking about?" So I'm like, whatever. So he left and and that pissed me off even more. So I think I texted him after that. I'm like, "Yo, don't ever do shit like that again. Like the fuck wrong with you?" So we went back and forth like texting. I think bro called me up and he started like threatening me, like to jump me and stuff outside. I'm like, "Oh no, we're not gonna do none of that." So I had like, so we went back and forth like texting and stuff. Like I think I kind of went overboard with the texting. I'm not gonna cap. And like bro got pissed off and then I got pissed off too. So I'm like, okay, that probably gonna stop him from like um messing with me. But it didn't. It just more escalated the situation even more and more. So the next day he actually like I think the next day or the day after he actually pulled up to my outside my house with his friend. He's like, "Yo, nah, come out, bro, like blah blah blah. I'm gonna jump you, blah blah blah." So that got me even more tight. So I texted him, "Yo, I'm gonna tell my friends, I'm gonna call up the guys, blah blah, to jump you." But I'm not in any gangs or anything like that. I'm just trying to scare bro. Because you know, I tell my friends like on the group chat, like, "Yo, what's up with your cousin? Like talk to your cousin. We're gonna talk about your cousin." So my friend with the car, he's like not even talking in the group chat. I'm trying to tell him, "Yo, we're gonna talk about your cousin, bro. Like, what's up with your cousin?" Cause I know by this point, I know like he sent his cousin, and they're working together. So my other friend is like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So my other friend from orientation from college, he calls me up later that day. He's like, "Yo, just stop texting the person." So I stopped texting so we stopped going back and forth. I just left it at that. And I'm like, "Yo, bro, I'm just like fucking around, like just messing with them, bro. Bro got me mad tight." He's like, "Yeah, I know." So it's like, I'm like, "Yo," so I tell him, he's like, so the first thing he said is some weird shit. He's like, "Yo, did he touch you?" I'm like, "What? No." Now that he brought it up, I'm like, "Okay, now that you brought it up," like, so I'm like, "Okay, this whole thing started with like him saying like the weird joke in November and me cutting him off." So I finally tell him like the weird joke that my friend cousin said. And that's the real reason why I cut down hanging out with them. So then my friend, he's like, "Oh, that's two people you didn't know." And that got me tight. I'm like, "Man, what the fuck?" So this whole thing got me tight. And instead of believing me, my friend believed like like whatever my friend is saying, and like because he's talking in reverse, and like I'm telling the truth this whole time, but like I'm already in the matrix, and they're like part of them, like they are the one who's like creating the matrix, and I'm telling a person who part of the matrix that like one of the like the thing that someone else said, and like and like so I'm like messing up myself, like even by telling all the truth to this person. So anyways, so that's that. Because they don't know like my friend, my other high school friend nor my orientation friend, they don't know how like we became friends and like that um my friends like friend my other high school friend made us become friends like by begging me to hang out with his cousin for months and months. And then he brought him over to my house and made sure we became friends. So they have no idea about none of these events and stuff like that. So they're just assuming all they already had a false perception of me, and they're just assuming more and more things. So so anyway, that's that. After the event, like on the group chat, I'm like they already know, like I'm like messing around. So I tell my friends, yo, I'm messing around. My friend whose cousin that is like he knows I'm messing around. Anyways, but bro is like super mad that his cousin couldn't do nothing with me, and that I'm up 2-0 on both of them. Anyways, so that's that. And then so I think like a month later, my friend cousin reached out and apologized. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm sorry too. Like, it is what it is. Like, if we were like both like, I was mad for, so- I was mad. He was mad. So it's like, this tension just flared out of control. So that's that. So that's the end of that situation. you know. So, so we squashed and we didn't even have any like beef. It just like I was done hanging out with this person. And it wasn't even like a beef or anything. So if any beef I had, it's probably with my friend from high school, which I didn't know like there was like secret animosity like between us. Like, like I treated bro like a brother. Yeah, we got into like arguments here and there, but it's not like never that serious. Like, so I didn't know why bro created this whole, bro was talking shit for all these years and like creating matrix and stuff like that. So like, giving like false perception of me to people and all this. So anyways, that's that. So after that, so I'm like, okay, uh, I think I opened up like a Hinge account by now. Like, so I'm on Hinge, like I'm meeting like new people, um, and then like more different, like more quality girls, because Salam was like I guess like more like um it was more like I wasn't getting the matches that I wanted, like uh so um in Hinge I was getting more better matches. So, so that's that. So, I didn't know I was already in the Matrix. So this whole thing like made the Matrix in full force, like 100% now. And so to me, this was like an internal beef. So I never like, except my internal friends, no one, like I never talked to anyone about it. So it's like just like some internal thing. And then my friend's cousin, a month later, he reached out and we squashed any issues that we had. And that's that. Now, after that, like, I said, like, there was a holiday, I said, like, Eid Mubarak to bro, and he said Eid Mubarak back, but he started hitting me up after that. He's like, telling me, like, if I'm watching the game, blah, blah, blah. I told my, friend, like, yo, I'm not trying to, like, hang out with your cousin anymore, um, like, I just wanted to make that clear, like, so I stopped texting, like, after the Eid Mubarak, I just said I'm busy, and then I just stopped responding to his cousin. And that's like early, like April. That's like somewhere in April. And that's that. And then like, I think in like May, so I'm going on dates and stuff. Like, bro's still like 2 weeks later, he's still hitting me up. Like, so that kind of pissed me off. And like, he hit me up like right when I was on a date. Like, and that happened like twice in a row. I'm like, what the fuck? Is he like stalking me or something? Like, the coincidence is like too much. So it's like he's not getting the messages. Like, even though we squashed the beef, like, I don't want to like hang out with them. It's like too much bullshit that comes with it. Just hanging out with like my friend's cousin, because that already caused like mad bullshit in my life during the 5, 6, 6, 7 months that I even hanged out with them. So anyways, so that's that. And I also stopped hanging out with my bar hopping friend. So these are the two people that I stopped hanging out with. So now I'm in a full board like matrix, and also my friend with the car. Um, we stopped talking. He stopped like responding in the group chat and stuff. Um, I don't know why. Um, so anyways, because I told him, yo, we gotta talk about your cousin, but he never wanted to like talk about anything. And like he started acting like very strange, and they were like using this whole thing to create like an entire like a full force like smear campaign and humiliation ritual through all this, to cover up what I know about them. It's not the other way around. So anyways, so that's that. So I'm living a life. I'm going on dates. I'm being myself. Like, so I'm like, okay, so by this point, I'm like from 2022 till like 2024 now. Like my game has improved significantly. So now I could balance out being like, I know, like, when I need to be like a gentleman, or like, when the savage side need to come out on a date. So it's like, I could like integrate it like more eloquently during the date now. So I'm trying to be myself, but it's like I see like weird things. Like, so I started like, I think I go on like a barber, right? Like my local barber. Someone comes in and they're like, oh, they made like a nail polish joke like right in front of me. And that was like really weird. You could like sense it, something weird. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then I go on like a fucking what you call it? Like supermarket. Someone saw me. They were putting like apple in a bag. They saw me, they dropped the apple. It's like they saw it go. Someone, yo, this can't be real. And also like I think summer of like 2024, like July, I went on a work trip to Cali, and if they even reached out to my people at work, because like when I went to my work, and like the energy of the people, like the facial expression and everything seemed mad, like weird and stuff. So I'm like, huh? So I'm like, something doesn't seem right. I could read like at that time I'm starting to read energy. So I'm like, okay, it's like my discernment is like coming in handy. So I'm like, okay, something does not seem right here. People are acting strange. Like what the fuck? So my environment is like changing around me. So then I also go on like I go on a date. Uh, and this girl like brought up like a drag queen joke. I'm like, huh? What? And then like I think around like August, like August of 2024, um like this I went on a date with this other girl, and she brought up like killing people and stuff like that. Like, and she casually said, oh, do you know something to do with that? I'm like, huh? And like a you character and stuff like that. I'm like so puzzled at this point. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I'm just being me. I'm like, the fuck? So, anyways, so that's that. So every date is like weird, and it gets weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. So something doesn't seem right. So, anyways, by the end of 2024, um, like I lose my job. It was like a layoff. Um, and so then like this is even funnier. So, um, I get so I applied for unemployment. So I could like the office, we need to call the office. Like, okay, I got an email. So I call up the office, and the person was like, "Oh, so you're Faisal?" I'm like, "Man, what?" So it's like everyone is like seems to people that like it's like know me. I'm like, what? How? What? When? Like I'm like so confused. It's like I'm getting like weird eyes. Like I'm reading energies are off on people. It's like crazy shit. I'm like, what the fuck? How's my reality changing? So, anyways, even my family are acting like a little weird. So I'm sensing like all this thing. So during this whole time, my friends are like reaching out to anyone and everyone possible, to create the smear campaign and the humiliation ritual. So to make matter even worse, like one of my friend from like one of the close friends from high school, he finally gets like a girlfriend, and then he invites me to like a celebration and like a party and stuff. I think it was around like summertime, like probably like June or July. I go hang out like, and they gave, so this person already gave like a false perception of me to his girlfriend and all his friends and their friends. So I go, I'm being me, like I'm a social person, so I'm just talking to people. So this girl like, comes up and like she says like a weird joke in front of me. I'm talking to someone and she just comes up and says like a really weird joke. I'm like, huh? And like so everything seems like weird at this time. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm starting to notice like something is not right, you know what I mean? So it's like now it's like 2025. Um, so I'm matching with girls, but it's still like weird weird things, you know. It's not leading to anything. It's the dates are even weirder and it gets weirder and weirder and weirder. You know. So I think it's around like March, like end of February or early March, I matched with a girl. So she brought up like Mexico, Tulum, and she puts like a heart symbol. And she put like Tulum heart symbol and a picture of her like looking at the board. And then also brought up like parking spots and stuff like that, referring to like my friend's cousin pulling up to smoke weed and stuff. So I'm like, huh? So so then I accidentally woke up. So instead so that's that. So I know like she was trying to like tell me something. I'm like, what the fuck? So on Hinge, I accidentally wrote like the worst idea I ever had. Like, you know, one of my friends is like I think I wrote something like, one of my friends is like bisexual, and then no, taking a beef like too far because one of my friends is like by taunting, like taking a beef too far because of taunting, um, uh, because of taunting because one of my friends is like bisexual. So when I was referring to my white friend being bi on the down low, and I was referring to my friend's cousin who I had the altercation with, like a verbal altercation with, and the texting altercation with, and who was also potentially is like bi on the down low. So I was talking about those two people. So this has nothing to do with the pansexual person or anything like that. Because I don't even know what they are, and nothing like ever happened with that person. To me, that's like an alien to me, you know. Because so, anyways, so that's that. So, so then so then after I said that accidentally, and I woke up. The crazy part is I woke up at 30, like you know who. So at the age of 30, like this is like beyond crazy. So I did that accidentally. I didn't even mean to put it up in Hinge. So then I wrote like later on I took it off because I started getting see like I'm starting to have like a lot of people into like you know right after I said that one of my friends, like two of my friends, like from friends from orientation from college, and my other friend who gave like false perception to his girlfriend and his friends at that time. So they invited me to like KBBQ and stuff in the city. So I went and like I started telling them, yo, like they were like shocked that I found out that I broke out of the like matrix and stuff. So I started telling them about it. Like and like they started talking mad loudly. They're like, "Yo, nah, bro, you're imagining things." I'm like, "No, I'm not, bro. Like the fuck? Like these are real events that I'm happening." I'm like even my friend, like, like even backtrack. So you might say, "How did I wake up from the Matrix?" Um, they literally told me that they want to frame me. So in January, before the altercation happened. My friend with the car, he told me like, bro, you're gonna end up lonely. And then like my friend's cousin, he told me the last thing he told me as he getting out of the house after the verbal application, he's like, no one would believe you. So they literally told me, and then I saw all these events started happening, and then I put all the pieces together. And I also have like all the text messages and stuff. So once I show everything, everything is gonna make sense. It's gonna come full circle. Like I said, this is one of the craziest shit the world has ever heard. So anyways, so that's that. So I accidentally woke up. I didn't even mean to like say that in Hinge. And after that, I started noticing like a lot of people, like, you know, saying a lot of things. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like chosen one, this, that. I'm like, what the hell is a chosen one? You know, and all of that. So anyways, so that's that. Um, so now, so then I put like talking too much, and that's that on Hinge. And after that, like, for the rest of 2025, like I wanted to like come out and say my story and my testimony to the world. But even my own family, my sibling is like, nah, I'm like tripping or like it's not real. But like so it felt like even my like siblings or my cousins, they were like part of it too, you know. So they even got hijacked. And so they like reached out to everyone they could, like before, like from 20, like before I could, like before I even knew about, I was in the smear campaign on the humiliation ritual. So they reached out to everyone and like, and like changed the whole narrative about the whole situation and turned the whole world, literally turned the whole world against me and probably use like AIs like Photoshop to do a lot of weird shits. Cause I started hearing like um things about like threesomes and stuff like that. I never participated in any threesomes in my life. I never did no gay shit ever in my life. So everything that you're seeing, that you heard or you saw is all like a big fat lie. Do you know how crazy that is? And my friends, like, they have my pictures, like, because we literally grew up together, like, from high school and stuff. So that's, like, even made it easier for them to do. And this whole time, like, I didn't even know, like, that I was in the humiliation ritual and the matrix. And, like, I started getting, my discernment started kicking in. I started seeing the world for what it was. Like, um, I'm like literally Neo in the Matrix. This is like super crazy. But anyways, so then even my family, like, like even my sibling, like cousin, like they brought up like hot dog jokes out of the blue. When I like hanged out with them in like in earlier this year. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I knew like everyone is like working against me. Like this is like crazy shit. So anyways, I go on a date, like, so I'm going on this date. I'm trying to explain to people like it's good versus evil, like that. So I'm talking about like my friend, um, bar hopping friend who I didn't even know was like bi on the down low and stuff like that. And I'm talking about him and my friend's cousin who is potentially like bi on the down low because he said some really weird joke that you shouldn't say to another straight guy. So they're bringing in like, so I'm not even talking about like the pansexual person because like they don't even fit into the whole picture because I haven't even been friends with them like since early 20, like the summer of 2023, and nothing ever happened, no sexual intercourse or anything like that. So, and then they never said like what they are except like they're pansexual and their pronouns are they them. And which I later learned is like a girl could have like a pronoun they them, and it could be pansexual, but that doesn't mean that they're transgender person. So that's like a um I guess like a iffy subject. But that's not like the reason why the smear campaign took place, and that's not the reason for the crash out at all. So I'm trying to explain. I'm talking about something totally different. where 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 they're talking about something totally like mm, like something other crazy shit to the whole world. So that's that. So, you know, um and 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 so my like Instagram is like FKZ6996. Um, so I know it's like 669 and 96, like flipped around. But no, I'm not the devil or anything like that. And no, it's not like, those two people that I talked about, it's not like 67, like none of that dumb shit, like, So yeah, I just like came up with that name, like, when I made like IG, like back in the days, like, because like I think 6ix9ine was like the rapper was popping back then. So I think I was looking for a name and I just flipped the name back and forth. That's the only reason. Um, I think I picked that number, and yeah, that's all. So anyway, so that's that. Um, and what else? Yeah, so like 2025 has been like super crazy. So every time I try to like so my epilepsy friend, he has no idea about like the real reason for the crash out and anything like that. So he like after this incident, like I believe in like 2024, I hanged out with him later on with him and one of his friends. And he started saying, "Oh, like he brought up like my friend's cousin." He's like, "Oh, like bringing like 14." I'm like, "What?" So they're like saying like so many nonsense stuff, like so many crazy shits. Um, like it's like fucking crazy. Like his cousin is like when I meet him, he's like he was 20. He just turned 21 when I met him. Um, and like he's the one who was saying weird jokes, like. It's like crazy shit, like, and also like I heard about like prostitution, like me being a prostitute, like does that, like crazy shits, um I don't have any disease, like I'm clean, like, and also like only thing like I'm not on drugs or anything like that, like only thing I like did was I always like smoke weed like recreationally and like drank and that's all. I don't do like those heavy drugs or anything like that. Maybe like once or twice I tried like it's like a psychedelics like once or twice like just for fun with friends, but that's about it. Like like not like drugs doesn't make you do like crazy shit or like okay, oh my God, I'm too high, let me change my sexuality today. It doesn't like no, you don't start doing gay shit when you're like too high or something like that. So anyway, so I never did know like gay shit or anything like that. Or like so no threesomes, no nothing. So everything that you heard, everything that you like saw or everything is like a lie. Um so yeah, I'm not in the gang. I don't have a gun. Um I don't have any diseases. Um well, so I'm not a prostitute. Um, what else? What else did I hear? I'm not crazy. Um, I just tell the truth. Um, I'm not on drugs. Like I don't do heavy drugs. Like, um, uh, what else? So after that incident, like, from 20 like early 2020, like from the summer of 2024, I cut down like smoking. Um, so I've been sober for like over more than a year now. Completely sober, like no smoking weed, and that helped me unlock like even while I was smoking weed, like um I saw through the matrix, like, but I didn't know how big it was, like until like I finally saw like for what it was. So so yeah, this is like one of the craziest thing ever. Um like I don't know, like like to me to get framed to such a degree, having the whole world turned up turned against you. Um, I don't know, like, a lot of people don't believe in like prophecy and stuff like that. But like my hand, like if you see my hands, like do you see like how many, like it's like crazy. Like if you see my hands, like I have so many lines in my hands. I don't know why. Like, um, if you compare my hands to any other humans in the world, you'd be like, my hands is like one of the most, like you'd say like, why do you have so many lines in your hands? I don't know why. Maybe that's like it, like if you're like chosen or something, like that's something like, it is like I don't know. Like so it's like my maybe my like family knew something about me at an early age that not I never knew about um or something. So it's like um also like if we go on like in a court of law, like for defamation of character and stuff like that, I'm probably owed a lot of money. Um my price would be about like $500 million, give or take. Um, and I would use that money to go around the world and like um give it to all the less fortunate people um in the and church and make the world a better try to make the world a better place. Um so I do want to like take that route and like and show the world that like you just can't like do stuff and just get away with it. Like we live in a world where like you could like people just think they could do anything they want, like, um, and just get away with it. You just can't do everything like and turn the whole world against you, your family, um, your neighborhood, your country, the whole world against you and like and make the whole world actually believe it. But if we state all the facts, put all the people in the stand and like do a polygraphy uh, and a lie detector test, you would know everything I said is like all facts, no cap. If we look at like the cameras and stuff and everything, everything I said it like would match up to what I'm saying. So yeah, we live in a crazy world. So it's not like so that makes me want to say um like like so people say, oh, how is this person alive, blah blah blah. It's because I got framed. What you mean? Like now I know how like the prophets like that came before me felt and stuff like that. So I'm not the most religious person. um so I know why, like, so after I started thinking about it, so I realized why um it made sense for me to be picked out of everyone else. So I asked my one of my friend, um, I think it was like earlier this year. I asked him, "What did you think? Like I was like bi or something like that?" And he's like, "Oh, cause like he's like, oh, your bar hopping friend was," and he's like, I'm like, oh, when did you find out he was? He's like, oh, like the fifth or fourth time after I met him. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And he said, "Oh, I thought you were like that because he complimented you and stuff like that. You were skinny, you didn't have a beard." And I'm like, "What?" So yeah, that's crazy. So that's how I said like, so yeah, um, so this is like one of the craziest things that you'll ever hear. So like, yeah, like, um, so like that had a lot to do with my like mental health and like throughout like the past 2 years, like. It's like it's like they literally robbed me of my life. Like, like stole my life. Now I don't know if you want to call me like the second coming or or anything like that. Like but but everything I told you, like what does that make me? That's crazy, right? But anyways, Merry Christmas to the whole world and Happy New Year. And I do. I mean, right now I'm not working, so I'll be down for like podcasts, um, um, like maybe what would my dream job would be? Maybe go on ESPN and while out on someone. Um, I'm good at roasting, so um, and so it's like um, I don't know, like. And Hollywood, if you're watching this, if you make a movie about my life, put me in it. You know, your boy needs a job. Uh, so yeah, so this doing this might get me like killed. Uh, but I was prepared to go through with it. Um, the one thing I can't live um with my life is like living a life of lie. I'd rather die than live a life of lie for the rest of my life. No, I know like revenge is not something um like you leave the battle to God and stuff. But when I really thought about it and why I was like chosen at a time like this, so and especially with like the technology, AIs and like stuff like that, um in play, um and like how and like and with the way the world is, I thought to myself like from like 500 years from now, the person watching this video, if they didn't have like access to me like telling my side of the story, and what would they believe? Like obviously, like if they saw like all this like fake like pictures, like um Photoshop stuff, and like a fake story, like a whole like humiliation ritual that like wasn't even there in the first place to begin with, and then a whole a- and how they turned the whole situation against me and stuff like that. Like they would have a totally wrong perception of me. So for me to do this, like, people say you should leave it up to God, but I felt like, um like a God been with me throughout this whole process, but I felt like I was put in a time like this uh to share my story because to make the world like a better place because I know a lot of people around the world could be going through things like this now or for the foreseeable future, where someone gets the whole world turned against them, and they don't have like the maybe like they don't have the discernment or the willpower to like make it through um against the evil. So it's like I want it to be like the blueprint of like how you could make it through. I could have like 100 billion people like up against me. Like um I was as long as I got God at me, um I'm unstoppable. And that's that. Yo, Steph Curry, CM Punk, put the devil to sleep for eternity. And 50 cents. I know you're the king of New York, but I'm the king of the world now. Hmm. Uh yeah, so and what kind of like future wife like do I want? Or girls? I'll have a girl with big titties and a good personality and a nice figure, just keeping it real. Um, Other than that, um, what else do I want to talk about? I think I covered everything, but on my next video, we could go over the text messages and the pictures, and you could see everything for what it truly is. But yeah, so I think I should file defamation of character and stuff like that. Um, but anyways, even if this is the last video I make and I'm not here to make another video, um, you know, you, um, you know, I just say like I know for a fact I saved the world. I made mistakes. I asked God for forgiveness, but what they did is like not something like something you do. You don't do something intentionally, um, and like just try to get away with it. Like nowadays people think like you could just do something intentionally and like turn the whole world. So I really thought about doing this. I know it's gonna come off like as very like selfish and mean of me to even like do this. But I really thought to myself, if they did that to me, they could do that to someone else, you know, later on in life. And that someone else would not be able to make it through because they don't have that God-given willpower. So, if I could save one life, um, I would do that. Like, you know, and I could save one innocent life, I would take that chance. So yeah, it is what it is. Um, so, um, you know, I hope everyone have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and that's all. Um, until next time.